a second, but blam. Welcome. How are we all doing? So, we begin with some apologies first up. We have the ever wonderful CatRoulette, who I think that Friendo has actually sent me a picture to replace their face at the moment, is not with us tonight. I am spacey as hell, and that is due to our second COVID vaccination. So good reasons to not be here, but also very sad. So in advance, I apologize for the fact that my brain is working on about 20% capacity. Usually it's around about 40. So, you know, we're just working at half speed tonight. But anyway, I'm BurrowsRed. I'm the Dungeon Master for the Book Club campaign. Tonight, we have some ever wonderful players, as we do each and every week. First up, we have Friendoboi, who is playing Terra.
Did you almost say Friendoboi, who was played by Terra? Was it real close?
Every single time, I have to think really hard.
That's fair. Hi, I'm Friendo. I'm always first, and I always fucking forget. I play Terra, the half-elf... Elf? What's an elf? Half-elf Paladin of Vengeance. There we go. Bloody hell. Her hair is kind of pink at the moment, and I am very good at drawing dogs. Mel?
I've just changed like the way my stream deck works, and it says mute when it's not muted, but when it is muted, it has a slash through it, but I look at it and it says mute, and I go, I gotta press the button, and I press the button, and the button is not muted. Hi, I am Levson. I play G. I'm a fucking idiot. And I'm also about to start redoing streaming stuff again, starting in October, because October is spooky season, and spooky season is my favorite. So, you know, bully me if I don't. Not Burrows. She'll actually borrow. She'll borrow me. She'll bully me really meanly. She'll.
If you don't do it first, then I'll do it, and that's the true threat.
Yeah.
I guess the rest of us will be trying to make sure that Mel is not borrowed by.
Yeah, I do not want to be borrowed. Sounds like a genuine threat.
No. Hi, I'm CarubiChips, and I make the music here. I was thinking of making a track dedicated for the Death Tower. We'll see about that. I'm in this episode trying not to die. Yes. Okay, next.
I guess it's me today for the first time. Hi, I'm Pastel. I'm playing Temi today. And I do the streams. And I do the bully. But most importantly, I do the love of my friends. Okay, next.
And I'm Alishiera, and Eludere's just great. She's in a really fantastic position to start this episode. There's like no threat to her life, no dangers. Just like living her best life. Just everything's going to be just really swell and wonderful. And yeah, there's no stresses in the world for her. And me as a person, I also stream and create content. You can decide the caliber of said content, but I do create it.
My goodness, the amount of self-deprecation in this chat. I would like to just scream and tell you to love yourselves, you know, because that really works every time someone's like, yeah, just like, you know, like feel good about yourself. Like,
yeah,
that works.
Burrows is going to now give us an example of how to be really confident and praise oneself. And she's going to tell us how wonderful she is.
Well, actually, I was just about to start with the fact that even though we don't have Kat tonight, do know that Kat is responsible. She is the creative director. They also are responsible for the overlays that we have for our channel and also the character art that you see off to the right. So do highly recommend you going and sussing out. I've also just realized that I think they're the wrong ones. But I have also realized that Cat is wonderful. I also always knew that. Again, 20% capacity. Just remember that the whole episode today. But you want some confidence? You want some something? I am a human who has a Kickstarter currently, an enamel pin Kickstarter for Kraken Potion pins. Do highly recommend it. I have a new After Dark stretch goal that I really want to get funded because they look really cool, and it's like neons on black on glitter, and I am so excited. So you have to. It's a legal requirement for you to have backed this to be in this stream. That's the kind of confidence we're going for tonight, and I expect this same confidence when we get to the end of the episode where we do our self-plugs all over again. All right. I'm seeing a lot of shaking heads, and that's not appreciated. Exactly. Oh god. Anyway, we are here for the 6th episode tonight. We had the 5th episode the week before. So essentially, to sum it up in as best or as fewer words as I possibly can, not for any particular reason, there was actually a lot of really cool RP from last week, but it is kind of one of those things that is much better when you watch it, honestly. It's just good times to RP. But yes, episode 5 started off fairly simply, I guess you could say that, after the party had just came back to the Death Tower to inform the dragon friends there that they just escaped from Delwyn, where a green dragon was about to lay waste to a bunch of people. Specifically the Hellfires, who were known for having hunted dragons in the realms and the greater Ostholos, the region around it, for many years. They weren't currently active, now they kind of just sponsor like fight clubs and stuff, but everyone's like, they suck. The dragons are like, they suck. They hurt us a lot. They also killed Book's dad. We're really sad about that. Don't like that at all. But the party first had something to deal with before they could deal with anything else. And that is specifically the fact that they won a piece of dragon scale mail armor from the fight club that they participated in. And they had to kind of work out what they could do with it, because they discovered that possibly it was using the scales of Book's dead father to make said mail. So, you know, kind of a bit awkward, bit of a sore topic, perhaps some might say. So the party decided to kind of sit Book down and go, we have your dad, he's encased in this mail here. And Book kind of goes, well, that sucks. Won't let it hurt me. You're basically just wearing toenail clippings. Go ahead, do whatever you want. But essentially giving the book club the responsibility of just doing good and knowing that they will do the best that they can with the tools that they are given. And if they happen to be the scales of his dead father, he's all okay with that. And they were like, yay, cool, we're all on the same page. I love this for us. Not as much emotional torment as what we were expecting, but I guess it is just toenails, so who knows. So the party goes back downstairs and they plan and plot a revenge scheme, I suppose, in order to assist Ralafir, said green dragon, to go and off and kill a bunch of people. Essentially, though, they're just helping him. They're not actually instigating the murdering part. They're just going in to be like, yo, you're doing really well. You look really buff in that shirt. Get him good, guy. It's essentially
You're doing great, sweetie.
Pretty much, that's essentially it. And they decide to bring with them one of the dragons that they have so graciously adopted, our lovely boy, Axis. So with a quick little dragon race down to the bottom of the tower in order to find a tree to teleport, which is honestly a longer story that, you know, magic. It's wild. They teleport along with Axis to the lakefront where they had spotted Ralafir from before in kind of an attempt to be like, we're here if you need us, but you don't know that we're here, so we're just gonna kind of stare out of the lake while we all take a really long nap, which is essentially exactly what happened. It's some really cute moments between the party as they all took watch and had some time to kind of sit with each other and just kind of chat and whatnot. Kind of a bit of more of a one-on-one intimate kind of situation. It even involved some gay hair dye sessions with the wonderful G and Terra that I had nearly forgotten about until I read Mel's notes. I'm so glad that I didn't, because there is a visual representation of what that looked like, and I think that's wonderful. But yes, the party awakens roughly at around that, like, 3 o'clock mark, roughly. And they spot a man moving through the shadows. Assumedly a man. I've told you it's a man, so the DM gives away secrets. Who's heading off further in. G sends a message to Ralphir, assuming that it's him, and he goes, yo, come help me. They have no idea where he is, though. He just goes, yo, come to the tavern. I'm here. Help me out. And the book club runs on over, very sneakily, mind you. I'm pretty sure we had 2 rolls over 40, which was ridiculous. It is successfully 2 stealth checks, group checks, that everyone successfully passed. Then we also had some perception checks immediately after that as they got a bit closer to the tavern, where everyone successfully failed. So, you know, you win some, you lose some. And as the party is standing outside the tavern, Eludere is like, I'm done with this. Shadow steps up to the top and decides to take a look in the door. It turns out that there are maybe 3 sighted so far of the Hellfires who have been basically boiled and burned from the inside out with poison and are currently deceased on the floor. And Ralphir running around looking like an unhinged lizard. And he just kind of is staring back and just being like, very much so at the moment. But as he goes to turn a corner and attempts to continue his little killing spree, he's met with Narbeth, who was the MC or the announcer for the fight club. And you see this kind of look on Ralphir's face where he seems like he's excited. He seems like he's ready to go. He's found you. He's about to get you. And oh my god, she turns into a lizard. Not very often you can use that kind of sentence, but there you go. There we have it. She turns into a tall, possibly slightly hot lizard person thing. We've described it sort of as like an Argonian-esque looking thing with a very like deep, raspy voice. Also, Ralphir kind of has that voice right now, so you know there's a lot of feelings going on right now. It's simultaneously very hot and terrifying. But essentially, Narbeth, in this lizard form, reaches out and strikes Ralphir in the shoulder, and he slowly begins to petrify. And as he's looking at her, unable to move his body, she just looks back. Eludere, you see, and kind of, you know, transitioning into the episode now, Eludere, you see this lizard person in front of you, green scales from top to bottom, with this spear that's pointed into Ralphir. She pulls it out and looks over to you. Now, because there are only the 2 of you in there, and this doesn't mean that you have to start fighting right now, I'm going to roll for initiative, because we'll then include everyone who's outside and just kind of everyone in this range. But there's no requirement to actually do any fighting here, but let's go for it.
Wait, so we're all rolling initiative now?
Yeah. And obviously,
Okay.
like, you know, you can wait your turn, you know, hold turns and stuff, just to kind of get, like, a fairly fair way of managing actions here. And I'll
Sorry, because Eludere is Pass Without a Trace and invisible still. Did you say she looks at Eludere?
No. So,
just in that space.
Look at
Okay.
Her. Yeah.
Okay, I thought you were she's just like, wait!
You look at her, I promise.
Okay. Okay.
Theoretically.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good.
Okay.
I did have to double check, but we're good. So 25 to 20? No one. Okay, that's me then. All right. Move them up a little. Okay. What is the next number? 15 to 20.
19.
19. That seems pretty
20.
fitting. Oh, okay. No, G is first.
I will be holding this turn since I don't know what's going on inside. So.
That's fine. You can also, like, you know, roll for, like, a perception check or something as, like, a free action. I'm okay with that, because you're not really, like, participating in the combat. Currently. 10 to 15?
I got 10.
5 to 10?
I got an 8.
Okay. Doing very
7.
well,
I
are we?
can count. Oh.
Oh, actually, I've just realized I didn't roll for access. He is solid 17, so I'm pretty sure that puts him underneath Eludere. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a
Should we
2-second
roll-
memory when it comes to it. What, sorry?
Sorry, I was just gonna say, should we roll for friend as well?
We will. If there is anything that friends specifically can do, we can say that they do it, but we, for the instances of this, will pretend that they don't exist. But, like, you know, if you need to, like, teleport out of there, I won't be like, friend isn't here. You know, they're just, like, not here right now. But if there's anything that they can do that we specifically need, we'll just do it.
I feel like it's in character for friend anyway to be like, oh, there's snow out here. I'm just gonna be making like snow spiders in the snow while you
Yeah.
guys do whatever. So it's
And so, like, the 2 extra arms, like, sets of arms come out the side too, so it is actually truly snow spiders going on here. But yeah, so with the beginning of that, Narbeth begins. I won't set up a map for you because it's literally a hallway currently. But I will try my best to describe as best as possible. If you need any, like, refresher on what's going on, I'll try my best. But Narbeth, in their lizard-type form, looks down the passageway and kind of gets a bit more of a look before removing their spear from Ralafir and kind of placing a hand on his shoulder and pushing his body down. And you see, like, there are, like, joints in his body that are, like, kind of refusing to move. But they do eventually cave in, like, a natural way. But it does look pretty rough. And she kind of, like, wraps her fingers around his shoulder and goes to pick him up. Turn my phone on silent. Why is that not on silent? She's gonna roll a solid 7. So she will kind of like attempt to kind of reach under him and kind of grab him, but she kind of struggles with him for the moment. And instead of opting to move or do anything else, will just kind of stay there. But it's just kind of like keeping eye contact with Ralafir, continuing to look into his face. And you see his eyes are like kind of quickly darting around, even though the rest of his body is unmoving. But that will be the rest of Narbeth's turn. But you do see her kind of like holding her spear, looking like she's ready to do something. But next up we have G. So you are currently down the bottom, kind of looking up to the balcony. You currently don't know that anything specifically is happening, but is there anything that you'd like to do?
We have discussed before that we split our sending stones up between us. I would want to be asking what the fuck is going on incessantly, but I don't know who we split them up to. Does Eludere have one?
So
Yeah,
I
we didn't
believe
discuss
you
it yet.
bought... so...
I think we bought 4.
bought-
G definitely has one.
Mhm. Do you think reasonably you would have given one to a party member that you haven't spent a lot of time with yet?
I think there was one point where we were talking about it to be like the original group will have one and the new group will have one so that we could like communicate between rooms, and then I think we just never did it. So probably not. I just wanted to know if anybody else did because I don't remember anything that happened last week because I was sick.
No, so we had this discussion before, so that was like the last episode where we were shopping of the previous book club campaign.
Yeah.
So we haven't discussed it in this one. But yes, I do believe you
Wonderful.
have 4, but we haven't discussed how they're divvied up. And probably at this point, not to kind of intentionally make this harder for you, but probably at this point you wouldn't have gone like, here, have this thing that's like precious to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But it could be a good conversation for straight after.
Yeah. Now that we're thinking about the fact that we could probably be talking to each other right now.
And also, just to
it's-
check, I think you also shared one with Carter, I believe, right?
Yes, so there's 3 within the group,
Yeah, cool.
and then a 4th elsewhere.
So one would have to send you and then 2 between you.
Mhm. The sun hasn't come up yet, right?
Correct.
I'm gonna turn into a bat,
Alright.
and I
You
would
can
like
do
to
that
enter
fairly
the
easily.
window. Yep.
The windows are both closed, but you can enter the door.
Ah.
Well, you can enter it by kind of like squeezing in. Like it wouldn't be like the most like subtle way of doing it.
I am a tiny creature. So,
You just
I
have to
would like
make
to go inside.
a stealth check then.
okay. Apparently, the bat does not keep my stealth. It keeps a lot of my other ones, but not my stealth. That almost rolled off the desk. It's attached to my arm, which means it was janky. And that is hard to read. 12 plus 3?
12 plus
15?
3 is a 15. You feel like you're relatively well hidden as you kind of like move through. Like, you're still a bat going through a doorway. Like, even if, you know, like anyone did see you, it's not that they would necessarily be drawing suspicion. So as you kind of move through, you kind of get the feeling that, yeah, like anyone who's looking hard enough would see you, but no one appears to be giving you any notice at this point. But yeah,
I would like to, like, find somewhere where I can observe. That, you know, makes sense, like on the roof or on a door frame. But I want to find Eludere specifically.
You may not be able to, because Eludere is currently past that trace and invisible. So even when she went up to the balcony, you probably didn't see her go in.
I have blind sight. Does that work on invisible?
What's the range for it?
60 feet?
Yeah, 60 feet should be fine enough to... Now, did we rule that you can see with blind sight? I can't remember what we said.
So it doesn't give, it negates disadvantage from being invisible, because it's still, if you stealth, it just, like, if your stealth is high enough, you still will remain unseen, but the invisibility doesn't give advantage to the stealth check, I think is what we said, because the invisibility doesn't matter.
That makes sense. That makes sense. And I believe that we said, I'm just clarifying, I believe that we said also with the pass without a trace, because it's a sense, it's still in the realm of like magical, because it's not really, you're not tracking someone.
Yeah, so unless the pass without a trace, you don't leave any trail behind, but it leaves the School of Magic, which I think is abjuration. Like, you can sense abjuration magic has been used, but you can't, like, you still get the +10. It doesn't mean that you're...
So basically, G should get a vibe of where you are.
If the perception's high enough, yeah, I think.
If
yeah.
She's looking. So that will be the thing.
Yeah.
Because my god, stealth rules when it comes to PCs for PCs is just pain. My brain is melt. But yeah, perception check if you're looking to look for her.
Ooh. Okay, so that's a nat 20. However, my perception isn't the same as G's because I'm a bat. It's a +6, so it's only 26. Instead of like 30 something.
Do you remember off the top of your head what your stealth was to go up into the thing?
37, I think, or something.
Yeah. So no, you don't see Eludere.
I don't know
in the
if...
pass without trace, does that bring
Yeah,
it down to
I was gonna...
26 and that means I hit it?
I was gonna say, I don't know, because if... Oh god, PC. If G is within 30 feet of Eludere, the pass without a trace would be applied also, so I don't know if that would mean that it doesn't shield Eludere from it.
Okay, what I need you to do,
yeah,
what I need you to do,
sorry.
roll me, no, it's okay. Roll me a check now, and that can be like your kind of stealthing versus her perception kind of deal. We'll just roll it off now. No pluses for pass without a trace, no advantage for invisibility.
I did have a plan B if I couldn't see her, and it was just continue
just-
going down the hallway until I saw the dragon
This is
boy.
not going to be the first time this comes up, so it's good if we iron out this now.
True.
Yeah, at 27.
27.
Ooh.
So no, you still don't see
Ooh.
her. But you don't see her, and we now have a solution the next time that this event comes up.
So I will continue down the hallway looking for Dragon Boy.
Yeah, you absolutely see them. It would not be very difficult, especially with blind sight, to see Narbeth. Well, you don't know that it's her, but seeing the taller lizard person in front of the kind of crumbling visage of Ralafir, looking much more kind of dragon-like in his appearance, especially with those bright green emerald eyes. Would not be very hard to see. It's probably like 20 feet up the hallway from where you currently are from the doorway.
I just have to check if I can cast magic as a bat, because I think I can't, but I just want to like message him and be like, beep beep, hello, I'm a bat. But I don't know if I can, and I can't find where it says. Where is my cloak thing? Cloak thing.
I would
Is
imagine
he
you
gonna,
couldn't,
is he
right?
gonna like beep
Yeah, I
beep
think it's equivalent
reply,
to
hi, I'm
polymorph.
dying?
Well, in the form of a bat, I retain my intelligence, wisdom, and charisma scores, and that's the end of the text.
I think it's a druid thing, being able to cast spells while shapeshifted.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably guess it's a no, but
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, even for druid,
Even for druids, you can't do it very often.
yeah, you have to
Yeah.
cast it and then while shaping,
Yeah.
maintain the concentration, but that's it.
Yeah, nah, I'm just flying. I am just a bat, so I can see things, but that's about it. So I'm gonna stick myself, I don't know, are there curtains? I would like to hide myself behind curtains. I'm a very small bat.
Can see like there's like two rooms on the left, and there's like a little bit where there would be like a window and curtains. So you just have to kind of go in and go left, and you can kind of hide behind some curtains. But it would be kind of getting closer to where the people are. You
That's
could
fine.
also
I'm a
just kind of
tiny
sit
bat.
up on the door frame and look in. So it's either which way you want.
Yeah, honestly, I probably don't want to fly past a woman with a spear. I feel like it would be very hard to hit a bat with a spear, but also if she
Not
does hit me,
impossible.
I have bat HP right now, so door frame.
Sure. So you kind of like position yourself on the outer part of the door frame, but kind of like looking back in.
Yep.
I love that for you. Eludere, it is now your turn. You see Narbeth kind of with an arm around Ralafir, but looking like they're struggling to pick him up or move him.
Yeah, so he's not grappled or anything like that. She's just.
He would be considered grappled for the sake of this, yeah.
How long is the hallway?
The hallway itself is probably like, I just am not great with distance, but probably like 50 feet. She's about halfway.
So we're about 25 feet from the door then, if we're about halfway down?
Yeah.
Eludere is... She's pretty much right next to Ralafir, isn't she?
No, you're
Like,
like a decent, like, you're within like
See,
10 feet.
he looked at
roughly.
her. Yeah, he looked at her though, didn't he? He like came out and he's just like,
Yeah.
all right, I'm gonna keep killing.
Yeah, he moved up to go to where he currently
Okay.
is, so he's like a little way away from you.
She is going to try and grab him and drag him to the door.
All right. So we'll just have to grapple off.
Yep.
So roll me a stealth check.
Stealth or strength?
Stealth, strength.
Because I'm
Two
happy to use
S-words.
stealth. And if you let me use sleight of hand to like, like.
You know what?
I
For the
can
hell of
use
it, because she isn't seeing you coming, I'll do mine with disadvantage. Why did I do that to myself?
Nat 20.
Hey!
So that's
just adding
20.
some-
But
So that's a solid nat 1. I don't think a 2 is any good. So you at least managed to regain him from her, like kind of shocked at this sudden movement of him underneath her. She kind of like moves back a little, and you're able to kind of get your arm around him. So are you looking to move off with him, or what are you gonna
yeah, head for the door,
do?
drag him
Alright.
back.
Sure.
And that doesn't break her invisibility either, because
Nice.
she's invisible until she attacks, casts a spell, or some bright light. So he's just moving.
Love
He's
that,
just
love
ragdoll
that. He's just like,
physics.
yeah. For sure.
So yeah, she'll action, dash, and key point step of the wind which means dragging
Sure.
someone, she can move 75 feet.
Yeah, because you would be that's your
It's
half
half
your
speed.
movement, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would be fairly easy. You would, with 70 feet, you would easily manage to get to the balcony and move wherever you need to. Obviously, if you're looking to jump off, there might be a check involved, but...
So what she was wanting to do, because he seems paralyzed to her, is just take the bullet and just like kind of try and grab him and jump backwards off and try and
Okay, sure. Yeah.
stabilize, and just fool both of them. I don't know how slow fall interacts with that carrying someone, but she will like take the brunt of the fall herself.
It's
to
not a
try and-
huge fall, so I would say, like, for the purposes of this, it will negate any damage to him. But for the hell of it, like, just for the pure bludgeoning of a fairly heavy dude on you, you can take like a d6 damage. I'll roll that now. Just for the fun. 6. Okay. I wasn't expecting that. 6 bludgeoning damage to you for just jumping out of a building with a paralyzed dude on your chest. But yeah, for the purposes of that, you do manage to leap out of the balcony, land on the floor, still currently invisible, though now that you've taken damage. Visible? Is that right?
No.
What am I thinking of? That's something else completely. Anyway, still completely invisible. Ralphie just lands to the floor, just completely paralyzed in whatever position he was in before, just sitting on like a pillow that you can't see. So the rest of the party sees this. Mel, you see this, or sorry, G, you see this as well. You just see Ralphie just just straight out of the balcony window. Yeah, and straight onto the floor.
And she'll just, on the ground, just, no, but it's a lizard. Or something.
I love that for you. So now that we are outside, now I do want to check with something before we go too much further into your turn. How are we planning on getting out of here? And to be a trick question.
Teleport, but we don't know how, I guess. We have the boy. Time to go.
I think the plan is to try and like get back out of the city and then go through a tree again, right? Because that's why we had the long rest, so
Yeah.
that we could tree out in the morning.
Are there any trees near the tavern?
There wouldn't be a tree near the tavern. You would need to go outside. The main reason I ask is because Friend is able to cast Teleportation Circle, but obviously Friend is not currently here. However, the casting time is a minute, so technically you wouldn't want to be waiting around for it anyway. So either one's going to lead you out of the city. They're happy for you guys to head on out. But did you also roll a concentration check for your Pass Without a Trace? I highly doubt that would knock it out, but just in case.
And I mean, plus her con. So yeah.
Yeah. So fairly simple to keep that up as well. So then, yes. Do you have anything remaining of your turn as you were looking toward to head out of the city?
She'd probably just be like, put him on the horse or something. Like just on the ground under him. It's like,
All right. Perfect. So, I will move through. So for the rest of you, you're all kind of in a group. Is there anything specifically that you're wanting to do that isn't just running?
I mean, I could, put him on the horse, like, I'll try something to potentially make this easier first.
Okay.
It's only got a casting time of an action.
Mhm.
But I, excuse me, I would like to try. I don't know if you just heard my cat. Thank you, Bill. She's helping. Dispel magic, which I have never used.
Okay, sure.
So today's the day. It is a creature, object, or magical effect. I'm guessing it's a magical effect. Maybe. I don't know. It might just be
Good guess.
poison. Actually, hang on. Before we bring out the big guns, maybe I'll try and Because I think I can use lay on hands. Yeah, I can use 5 hit points to try and neutralize like 1 poison.
Mhm.
So maybe I'll try that first, just in case.
Sure.
If it's a poison.
So if you put in your 5 points,
Yeah.
you find that as you do this, he does not regain his ability to move.
Okay. That's okay. That's also just an action. So, I mean, if I have time, then I'll try to dispel him, see what happens, put him on the horse, like, in front of me, to kind of hold on, and then get yeeting, but...
I mean, you're all looking to leave together, right? So, like, regardless of what you're kind of doing, you're all looking to go together. I'd say with the assistance of... Well, Eludere is currently with you. G, how would you just be flying back down to the party?
I would have seen this happen, so I would like to wait and see what happens before I go back outside. But yes, I will like to be going at some point in time.
Okay, but not yet. You're kind of like scoping it out. All right, we'll keep in mind.
Yeah. And like I would tell you guys to leave without me, but I can't. So.
So you're looking to dispel? It will just mean that Narbeth will essentially get the equivalent of another turn before you're able to do it.
Yeah, like, I didn't want to be like,
Equivalent.
I'd like to do this, and this, and this, and it's gonna take a minute, but I don't care. Because, yeah, like, she's gonna react, at some point. So, yeah, I mean, I'll try it. So, creature, object, or magical effect, any spell of 3rd level or lower on the target ends. For each spell level of 4th level or higher on the target, I have to make an ability check to see if it succeeds in dispelling it.
Let me have a look.
So I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. I just need to check the level is the main thing. Wait. Let me just check the spell level. I think it might be okay, but it is not under 3 levels, so there will be a check required.
Okay.
Sorry, punch my mic again. Gotta stop doing that.
Okay, so so for each spell of 4th level or higher on the target. So if it's multiple spells, I have to do multiple checks.
It is 1 spell currently.
1 spell, okay. So the DC I have to beat, so I have to make a charisma check, and the DC is 10 plus the spell's level.
It is a 5th level, so 15.
Okay, which one of you bastards?
I believe.
Okay, who do we trust? Who are we feeling? Okay. You have been chosen. Serve me well. Okay. Charisma check. Come on! Bitch! Alright, that's 8. Because it's this one dice that keeps rolling a 4. Every time I use it, it rolls 4! It feels like that anyway. Okay, so that's fine. Okay. So that doesn't work. Okay. So I guess, Narbeth, come get us, fam.
Yeah.
Free turn, I guess.
So, as you kind of attempt to cast this Dispel Magic, you kind of see yourself kind of putting up the wards in order to remove this from Ralafir. You see his kind of frightened looking eyes just staring directly at you at this point, and you see those like scales up the side of his face and all of that kind of thing. He's scared, and as the magic doesn't connect and you see that the petrification still holds, he looks even more terrified as Narbeth bursts through, and you see this as well, G. You see Narbeth moving through the hallway, through the corridor, and just bursts out of the door and looks down to you all, but still with a poised composure before looking to you all. I just gotta work out what order this goes in, sorry. Where the fuck is the... Okay, thank you. She will look to you all, each of... Can I do quick math? 7? 7, let's say 7. The 7 of you, and say, you will leave him, you will exit the city, and you will not return for 2 days. I need each of you to roll me a wisdom saving throw as you feel her words are laced with compulsion. She does not currently see you, G.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is this directed at me? I'm a bat.
No, she doesn't have the passive perception to have been able to see you. So you're fine. In this instance.
Was it wisdom saving throw?
Wisdom saving throw, correct.
Okay. Everybody who's within 10 feet of me, you get a +4.
2 questions. A is a charm.
Yes, it is a charm. So that would mean that there is advantage for... Anyway, abilities, yes.
And also, is it reliant on sight?
It is not reliant on...
Okay.
Let me double check. I don't think it's... You suggest and magically influence up to... Oh no, you can see. You can see and they can hear and understand you. So, I guess no, that wouldn't imply for you either.
Elud is still invisible and under Ralphie.
I think you're immune to charm anyway, possibly?
I'm resistant to charm.
Resistant.
And then she can end an effect of a charm with stillness of mind.
Easy.
My wisdom save is 30.
30? Okay, I love that.
Yeah, mine was 20.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, and Axis rolled a fucking 26. Alright, you guys are all very wise today. How did you go,
good.
Terra?
Yeah, so I'm just... Oh, God. My brain is falling apart at the seams. Okay, I get advantage as well because I have
Correct.
advantage on the saves against being charmed. Well, that's pretty good. Okay. Okay, cool. Oh my God, maths.
Let us help you. Say it out loud. Say it out loud.
Out loud.
Out loud. 17 plus 8, is that 25?
25.
I think you're fine. Yeah, you're fine. You are absolutely fine. Awkward. Well, she attempts to do this. You feel the words kind of like link with you for a moment. It's like small, like little mind tendrils reach out and attempt to connect with you, but they do not last. You feel no compulsion to move or do anything that you would so wish not to do. That was a weird fucking sentence. Anyway. Now that she's done that, what is the plan next? The dispel magic did not work. What is the next plan in order to head out?
Sorry, was the dispel magic for Ralof here? Was that correct?
That is correct.
Okay.
I was gonna say, because I kind of shifted ahead of the initiative order, I guess, before, so if you guys want to try something.
Yeah, are we taking kind of like team initiative? Like
Yeah,
where we're
yeah.
doing an action together?
Right now that you're all together and you aren't actively attacking someone, we'll just do it like this and we'll roll back into it if someone actually decides to make a move.
Can I try dispel magic again?
That's fair. You can definitely
that we are a group.
meet up with the rest of the group for sure.
I'm going to stay a bat, but
Yep.
I would like to go outside.
Perfect. And what you're saying, Attenborough?
I'm gonna try dispel magic.
Sure, you can definitely attempt to dispel magic. It will be the same as what happened with Terra. It would be a DC of 15. You do also see that Salathiel is with you as well. A horse with Terra on it.
So,
Well, Terra not
You
currently,
have a
because Terra's
different
now
name.
dealing with him. But anyway, not the point.
okay. Wait, what did that mean?
Hmm?
What about the horse?
I'm just reminding everyone that there is a horse, like a mystical horse present as well.
A mode of transport. Because I'm also a wolf still, so
Mm.
I too am a mode of transport.
That's
think
correct.
while
I
this
do
is
forget that
happening-
direwolves are
Let's not forget
transport,
it. We can unleash transportation.
Yeah.
Eludere, while the spell's happening, would be like dragging Ralafir over and be like, Temi, can you just lay down? Just trying to like get like over Temi's back. Yeah. Trying to get his like paralyzed form in a way that he'll kind of like wedge and not fall off easily.
I think you probably have Dispel. You can probably cast it at a higher level than me too, which would affect whether you have to roll a check or not.
Oh yeah.
Because I can only do it at 3rd level. If you can do it at a higher level, you might not necessarily need to.
Yeah, we can do it at 6 if you've got the spell slot.
No, that is for the plant bus. We don't want to lose the plant bus.
Right. Yeah.
Love the plant bus.
Okay, so if I
Oh god, sorry.
wait.
Jolt away.
I see. If I cast it in level, I guess it's basically the same if I cast it at level 4. I still have to go through DC 15.
Yeah, so technically you wouldn't know the spell level, but for this instance, yes, you do know it. But yes, it would still be a DC 15 because it is... Wait, no, would it be? Because then if you are casting at a higher level, would that make it 5th or lower?
My spell card says, yeah, for each spell of 4th level or higher, blah, 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 blah. When you cast a spell using a spell slot of 4th level or higher, you automatically... so it's just... It would automatically end anything at 4th, but you would still...
But not 5th, right.
Yeah, you'd still need to do the check.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Alright, I'll cast it in 5th then.
Sure. Bam. Done. Sorry, I forgot that there's no check for that. So, I'm like waiting for a dice roll. Yeah, it sure is. But so as you cast the Dispel Magic, this time instead, those kind of protective wardings going around him, and you kind of see him like shake his shoulders for a moment and kind of regaining his composure slowly over the course of the next couple of seconds. Yeah, so you see that he's like slowly regaining his movement in his arms and his legs and kind of moving around and looking frantically around each of you. What's the move? He's also being like half strung up on Temi's back at this point. So it's a weird time.
I mean,
are we hanging around for a reason?
Let's go. Let's go while we have the time.
Wait, where's G?
I'm going to land on Temi. And I'm going to like
Just like
back
that
across
way.
over here.
Into battle.
Friend taxis!
Beep, beep,
Just imagine the bat's eye going like...
For sure. But yeah, if you're all looking to move out, we can do that as well. During that, Narbeth just kind of looks to you all and, opting instead for self-preservation, appears to turn tail and head back inside, but at great haste. And you're not quite sure what she's doing inside there. And as the rest of you kind of go and just kind of make a straight beeline directly for the trees that you can see directly ahead just outside of the city. Okay.
Before I was going to say, I would position myself kind of at the back of the group on Salathiel, trying to keep an eye over my shoulder. But as we look at her, would I know, like, what type of creature she is? Like, what kind of, like, anything at all? Like, historically, or,
either history or nature. Nature, in this instance, will act kind of as, like, a science thing. And history will instead be, like, kind of going off of what knowledge you have.
Okay, alright.
Oh, actually, they're both int, aren't they?
They're also both
There's
the
no
same
real,
for
like,
me anyway.
science check. That's annoying. Hey.
I think nature kind of is the science check.
Yeah, but like,
Yeah.
I guess survival's the other one.
Yeah.
You could
Survival's
roll a
like
survival if you want. I could just give you real, like, obvious stuff about it.
I mean, my survival is +0, as
Oh.
all of my other wisdom skills.
No.
Look, I can.
Oh
okay.
no.
It's alright. I don't know how to survive out on the land, but I can tell you, yes, this is a raspberry. Look at it, it's pretty coloured. Anyway, I don't know if it's poisonous though. Alright. Oh, whoa, that really went on a few turns there. Okay, that is, I'm gonna do nature. Numbers. That's a 16.
16 is enough to know that it is a lizard-like creature, not unlike the kind of scale type of a dragon. You kind of see that it has that kind of like softer, kind of more leathery stomach that kind of expands into scales as it goes across its back. She has also this long green tail with kind of these like fins that come out the back as well. And the kind of general composition of the scales around the face too, very akin to that of a green dragon, but instead of being on 4 legs with wings or anything like that, instead the creature stands tall with no wings and clearly a bipedal creature as well, and very comfortably so, not like it's pretending or anything like that. And so you kind of, yeah, it's not, and you would at least know it's not a kobold, but it's something else entirely. And it is very, very green.
Is Eludere also able to, like, as she goes back inside, like before she turns back, is she able to see like her like state of being? I guess, like, is she like panicked that we're leaving, or is she just frustrated, or is she like kind of indifferent, just like, nah, we'll get him on the next try, like kind of thing? Like, is she?
Roll me an insight check.
That's an 11. She's a lizard.
Yeah, it's kind of difficult to read. You just know that she left with great haste, and that can mean a lot of different things. Like, you know, she did also just possibly get attacked, so that's sus. So you're just not quite sure much further than that. Anyone else anything before we transition out? All right, perfect. So as you kind of head on out, you don't appear to have anything kind of following behind you, especially with some of the party's fairly high passive perceptions. You don't seem to feel any fear upon leaving. And as you kind of head out further into the forest, you're kind of getting to the point where you kind of have the bigger trees that you kind of find as you exit out of Delwyn, and Attenborough, you're able to cast your tree bus. Tree bus? What did we call it? A tree bus? You're able to kind of, like transition out of Delwyn. Is there anything you want to do before you do that?
Oh, now we can definitely see Eludere, right?
Probably not.
No, she's technically not leaving footprints or anything. But
Just assume she's with us all the time.
yeah, it's just like, I'm here.
Can you keep
Don't
up
worry
with
about it, guys. I'm definitely here the whole time. I'm so yeah. She probably, once we're out of like the immediate eye line of the building, she'd become visible for
Yep.
the sake of ease.
Okay. Yeah, I'll Attenborough cast the tree bus if no one else want to do.
Yeah, you.
I just do want to check something because I feel like it's not necessarily a given. Axis did come with us, right? We didn't just leave him in town because he was like, I would like to commit some murder and I'm being unsupervised right now.
No. He obeyed and he is with you currently.
Imagine
Good point.
Axis like,
How dare you? I would never.
And then just the usual, like, making sure we're not being tailed from, like, as we're leaving kind
Yeah,
of thing
make
as
me a
well.
perception check.
Cocked. That's worse. 14.
14 is enough to know that you don't see anything. But you do, like, you don't see anything chasing you specifically. You've kind of gone into, like, a decent amount of the trees and things. But you do kind of spot the tainted tendril, which is fairly close to the outer part of the city. Some of the lights are coming on to the bottom of the tavern. But other than that, you don't see anyone actively pursuing you at this point. You just know that those lights weren't on when you got to this point. They've only just kind of started now. But yes, that is all. We can tree bus. Okay, perfect. We need a cute little transition sound for a tree bus teleportation, I think. But it is fairly simple for you to do. Everyone follows in and files on in after you, and you find yourselves at the other end. I'm assuming at the one closest to the Death Tower as you can get, I suppose. My guess here?
Yeah, I assume we would have gone back where we came from.
Yeah, makes sense. So yeah, you emerge on the other side at that same tree that you entered on in. You kind of see like a few scrapes in the ground from where the dragons had landed. One that kind of looks like a nice, tasteful little footprint, and the other that's just like tearing the ground out from underneath. And you emerge on the other end. Axis kind of bringing up the rear, and everyone has come on through with you. Ralphia is still kind of like poised over the top of Temi and in kind of like a really weird, awkward angle. But you just moved out quickly, so it's fine. Ralphia still looks quite disheveled, still scales kind of at the sides of his face, and his eyes still bright and green and just overtaking his entire eyeball. But otherwise you emerge on the other side to a still night in the forest, looking up at the mountains before you, knowing that that heads to your fated Death Tower. Really needs a new name. And you see the storm still brewing overhead, just moving in a wild fashion that you know hides the tower from plain sight.
I am going to stop being that once the portal is closed and nobody has followed us through.
All right, perfect. So you let go of your little grasp on the top of Temi's head. Just like it.
Seriously,
like
considering just turning back into G's sitting on top of Temi. Like...
But yeah,
Please.
you managed to do that fairly well, fairly easily.
And Axis can't carry us all, so I'm probably gonna message Book. Unless anybody has anything, like, does anybody feel a need to, debrief, talk about what just happened? We doing okay? Like, emotionally? Gonna look at Ralphia. Can he speak?
He looks a little shaken, but he nods his head in your direction.
That all went according to plan?
Not at all.
Maybe you could have waited?
I waited as much as was appropriate.
You didn't wait at all!
You took too long.
It's not like we were given a time. We were there really early.
Didn't say you had to help.
You're welcome, by the way.
Thank you. And you see that, like, he looks quite defeated, you know. Any kind of semblance of pride is gone from this man right now.
How many did you get?
3.
Out of 8?
Yeah. None of the others were, like that.
That's almost half, I guess.
That's good for a few minutes' work, I say.
So you were intending to kill all 8?
The intention. I move quickly. Smoothly. Mostly.
What would you have done if one of them wasn't susceptible to whatever it was you were doing?
Didn't count on it. Not many you are. Didn't really expect some sneaky thing to be one of them. I assume they were all human.
Well, they weren't. Spoiler.
Got that.
You do realize some humans are also, like, poison doesn't work on me, for example.
Well, I figured they were the regular type, not the superhero type.
You haven't assumed we're all human, have you?
Well, I know that you're not all human. Humanoid. Sure.
I'm guessing we're just sort of opting to take the walk up the mountain like an hour or whatever, which is fine because we could chit chat.
You also know that there's the lift as well that would be functional now, which will still take you the decent part of an hour so that you don't end up like flattened on the rise, but you know that it's less in the elements.
As we're walking up, I'll say, have any strong feelings about Rippo? And I want to do an insight check on whatever he says.
I don't even know what he would say to that.
If he wants to be in the dragon polycule, we have to get this stuff out in the open now.
This isn't trying to be, and I won't even get you to roll insight because this isn't me trying to be evasive, but he will quite literally say back to you, who is that?
How old are you?
I was about to say exactly the same thing.
I mean,
Are you a child?
decently old enough. You don't meet someone and immediately ask how old they are.
Old enough for what?
I'm an adult.
Okay, but you know, like adult means different. How old are you? I'm 23. How old are you?
Much older than 23.
Okay, I'm 342. How old are you?
Little younger than that.
Oh my god. Oh, he has a match. He has found his match.
We've got the true, like, where do you fall in this range question here.
Like,
The
out of
two-
that 3, what about 342? Ooh.
Yeah, the two genders, 23 and 342.
I actually need to double check that, though.
God.
Okay, no, we're good. We're good. Everything's good. I'm younger than 342. I'm older than 23. I feel somewhere in the middle. Did I say older
What
or
is
younger?
Axis's reaction to this? Is he looking at him like he's a toddler?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Axis is 369. So
Benissimo. Okay, so that was just a hissy fit.
I barely have hissy fits.
I mean, it did kill 30 people.
Well, yeah, but it was intended on being more.
I feel like a hissy fit would be if it was, accidental. Killed 3 people.
Planned. Yes.
There was a plan.
That was a plan, but
I'm not saying it was a good plan.
uh-huh.
Obviously, you didn't do your fucking research.
I'm sorry, did you know that they weren't all humanoids? Was that not obvious? Or...
I hadn't been putting a plan into motion to kill all these people. I decided last night that we were going to help you with this. It was your plan. It wasn't on me to know the details. You failed here, not us.
Hardly see how it's my fault. They cheated, and that's the end of it.
You chose to work alone against opponents you had no knowledge about. I
Worked
thought
before.
you would succeed. It sounds out of
Ignored
character
offers,
to me, buddy.
ignored offers of help and just... How many times has it worked before?
I didn't ignore you. I just didn't tell you. There's a difference.
You were rude.
I wasn't rude.
You were rude. I wrote it in my notes.
you
I wrote it in my diary.
It's not my fault you're not as persuasive as you could be.
You didn't ask me to roll a persuasion check.
That's very true.
Yeah. You want me to try again? Oh my god.
I'm sorry, and where do you fall in the 23 to 342 range then?
I'm 20.
Mm-hmm.
I should have just gone with I don't.
Oh god.
All I'm saying is, I'm pretty sure he said thank you, but it took a bit of an effort. I feel like it should have been quicker, and you shouldn't have expected us to be like your getaway car. And I think you didn't think this through very well, and I think you should be a little bit more grateful that you're even alive.
You asked to help me, and I told you what I needed in that moment. I feel like that's a telltale sign of decent communication. Start of a great relationship.
You should just leave him in the forest.
Give me a day and I'll put you back.
It's fine, I've lasted long enough on my own.
Eludere's gonna walk up to him and just flick him in the center of the forehead.
Yep.
And just say, you're being disrespectful to people that are offering you help and shelter. Yes, we all have pride. Yes, we all get our pride hurt sometimes. Did you want us to send you back? And then Nabeth, whatever she is, she can stab you again, and I won't be there invisible to drag you out of a building, and us all be there to get you to safety again.
Look, thank you for your help there. It's been a rough night. I don't know. I don't have anything else to say to that. I'm very lucky that you were there. That's exactly right. But I also didn't ask you to help me. So, I don't know what to say here. Because if you want to leave me just because, you know, whatever. Fine. Thank you for
we want you to take this as a learning experience, that when people offer help, they're willing to give it. No one's abandoning you on a snowy mountaintop or sending you back to a village to fend for yourself. You just speak courteously, irrespective of where between 23 and 342 my comrades are. If that's not too much of an ask.
Yes.
Right. Should we go somewhere warmer to continue this conversation?
Absolutely.
I think it's not much further to get to the lift, but Ralphie, I asked about Rippo. If you don't know her, maybe don't take any job opportunities. And look, we have rooms. I can look at your wounds before you get some rest. It's fine, but please don't betray us, because that's just going to be so much work and so exhausting. And look, as you said, it's been a rough night. Just look. Welcome to the Death Tower. And I'm getting like, it's kind of, I don't know, crest over the hill cinematically at that moment.
Da, 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 da.
Sure, sure.
What
He
do your
sees
half-elven eyes see?
tumultuous storm in front of you. And you see Axis has just got this goofy ass fucking grin on his face. Just from your, like, you know, welcome.
I'm gonna punch him.
Go down.
What, and give him health?
Give him help.
She's gonna nudge Eludere to punch him.
Oh my god. Punch
It's
me
not.
back to alive.
It's not help. Only because we changed that.
But yeah, I know I was just being silly. But yeah, you managed to see the death tower in the distance. It's a short walk from here. Like the wind is pretty rough. Feel yourself getting a bit cold, but if you don't stay out here for too long, you won't have any issue with that. But yeah. If there's nothing else you specifically want to do, I'll assume that you make your way in. And as you do, you kind of like head up to the doorway, you kind of hear your horses in the stables. You see Salathiel will kind of like section off and just file off away into the stable for some safety. Big solid safety. And Ralphie is just kind of like taking up the rear, being the kind of petulant teenager kind of moment here. With like the hands in the pockets and just kind of like looking off. But you do see that a lot of the scales around his face and things have kind of like slowly begin to be drawn away, and his eyes are kind of returning back to his regular color. And Axis will go up and open up the door and yeah, lead you back in. You're able to enter on into the lower level, which is mainly just filled as like a bit of a storage area at the moment. We don't have a lot going on down here, but maybe you'll choose to decorate it as you see fit. And before we truly go into the tower, we'll take this moment to go on break.
I would like to also, before we go on break, have had Friend on the way back up warn Ilyana that we're coming out with something like, "Hello, we're on our way back home and we have another dragon for the tower."
Sure.
I made a new
Beautiful.
friend. We have another one, another friend. We played an age guessing game like we did with Eludere.
Love that, love that. All right, so
It was angry, now who's baby?
but yeah, you head on inside and prepare for what comes next. All right, we will be back in the next however long it takes us. I have hiccups, it's really annoying. Oh,
just in time.
Just in time.
It's just
If only I
pain.
hadn't interrupted.
Question for break.
What do you think Ralphie is?
Like human
How
comparatively, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Baby.
How old do you think old enough is?
20.
Yeah, I personally think he's the same age as G, and he only got to be like, I'm older than 23 because he's older than 23, but he's not
In
like
dragon
older than
years.
23.
All right. So, how old do you think Ralphir is? Wonderful green dragon friend. Well, I say wonderful probably a bit preemptively. He's a bit of a shit so far. But anyway, we'll be back very, very soon. I appreciate your face, and we'll see you then. Bye. Blam. Welcome on back. We've missed you. Thank you for being here. As we jump into the second part of episode 6, I do just want to remind everyone that we do still have the donation bar for the the Shrunk one shot. So if you feel like seeing that, if you want to see that in all of its glory, just know that it's going to be horrific, but also a great time. But yes, as we jump on into the second part of this episode, we find the party having just entered back into the Death Tower, into the storage level of the tower currently, but heading back on upstairs to the library level, having just rescued Ralafir from the clutches of the strange lizard creature that had held him. And yeah, you do. It doesn't take you very long to get back up to the library level, where you see Book and bloody hell, what is... Wait, no, actually, no one's there. Because it's like fucking 3 o'clock in the morning. No, everyone else didn't go have a nap. You find that it is unnaturally quiet everywhere. There isn't like a light out for someone sitting there doing some late night reading, anything like that. Everyone's just kind of chilling, having a good time. In their own bed, sleeping. But yeah, it's very quiet here.
Did you want to direct us to where the spare rooms are? We didn't actually discuss that before we left.
I'm going to need you to repeat that because I, as me, did not hear.
Are you going to direct us to the vacant rooms? Because we didn't actually discuss that before we went back to the wilds.
I mean, yeah,
yes.
sure.
Accommodations. Lovely.
Most of the rooms are like on the second floor?
They're on
I
the
can't remember
floor
anymore.
above the library.
So like the third floor?
It's
Whatever.
actually the
I
fourth,
live here.
but it's fine.
I know where they are.
Yeah.
We can give you a more extensive tour at some point, yeah, there's a whole bunch of dusty rooms up this way. Ralafir, if you are welcome to stay. You are welcome to live here if you like. Just don't destroy the place. There are others. Stairs this way.
I'm guessing at this point also Temi is not a wolf anymore, or are you just
No,
traipsing through
yeah.
the halls just as a wolf? Like...
No, I imagine like as soon as we're pretty much at the bottom of the tower, Temi would have transformed back into herself.
Perfect. Good to know. Good to know. Alex?
Alex?
Axis will pat Ralafir on the shoulder and be like, I'll show you somewhere. Find you a bed. That kind
I know a
of
place.
the look for all of you, my god!
As a child!
It's just meant to be a like, yo, let's find you somewhere to sleep. Mine's out of the gutter, my friends.
No, I meant like Axis is like the dodgy uncle, like, hey, do you want to see how to light stuff on fire? And like, you know?
I immediately
Take
forgot
him
his
to the
age.
window and push him out.
Also, it was entirely just meant to be like I'll remove the NPCs so the PCs can talk, and you guys are just like, all right.
Gonna take him to be like lighting firecrackers inside like a closed room or something. I don't. It's not a parent anyway.
Maybe that's exactly it. But yeah, they head off, and he'll go and show him to some of the quarters.
We're gonna call after them, but just tell him about the spiders.
I'll let him know. Don't worry. Fill him in on all of it.
Hey.
Giant spiders aren't everybody's thing.
But yeah,
Okay.
they're out of sight. And you're left to yourselves.
Probably should take you guys on a bit of a tour, right? I mean, it'll have to be a fairly quiet tour, because everybody seems to be asleep.
Bless you.
That's the sneezing ghost of the library.
Quiet, Tua! Wait. I don't know if stream got that muted and we all just like pissed ourselves laughing for no reason. Burrows just sneezed and it was quite loud.
It was muted for stream, but not for you guys.
Lucky them!
Oh my god! Oh, I'm sorry.
Sneezing ghost is canon. I'm writing it down.
Oh my god. Amazing.
Oopsies.
So, you know, we've got all those sleeping people in that room, and sometimes they sneeze quite loudly. It's like, seems to be some kind of coma reflex. I don't know, maybe something weird is happening. I'm like,
Probably a very happy dream. Anyway.
So we'll take them on a tour, and you'll have to forgive me because I can't remember everything that's in the tower. But we have stables, we have the library, we have the kitchen. We would take them to the floor that has all the bedrooms. Take them to the roof, because the roof is kind of cool. It's got a perpetual storm. I vaguely recall someone talking about a hot yoga room. I don't know if we actually
We were going
built
to
that.
establish one. It doesn't currently exist.
It doesn't? Okay, I wasn't sure because, like I said, I can't quite remember, but we were talking about it. It'd be like dining room, library, probably another library. This is the room with all the torture implements that we had to move out of it when we moved in here. This is the secret elevator that goes down to the bottom of the tower.
This is the room with all the Lazarus in it. They're all astral projecting.
Just Tetrised all the way up the walls.
Okay.
Don't wake them up
Yeah, you
if
won't
you can
be
help
able-
it.
That's literally Attenborough's reaction. Just laugh and then go like, okay.
It's a bit weird. But it was better than the alternative. Leaving them where they were.
We generally keep this door closed. It's a little creepy.
Well, I come in
Yes.
here sometimes and I try and guess if any of them are my relatives or guess what their names are.
Oh.
But
This is the oversharing room. What else was there specifically in this tower that we have named? Like, there are a whole load of rooms that we were going to repurpose into stuff, and I don't know if we have
so
yet.
there's about 7 levels to the tower, which most of the stuff you've already established. A lot of them are used as storage at the moment, just as the old stuff. But there's also the 2 side rooms that have, one of the rooms has the Laslith in it, sorry. And the second room houses the spiders. It's kind of more of like an open space. But that's
While we're at
pretty
it,
much
I
covered
might-
most of it.
I might put signs on the doors, one that says spiders and one that says, I don't know, like nap room. Just in case we have a visitor who doesn't know all of our secrets. Then again, nap room kind of sounds...
Like I want to go there and nap.
Yeah. What should the door say? Really boring storage. Very dusty. You'll sneeze. Don't go in there.
what if
Radiation,
Avoid at
keep
all
out.
costs.
what
It's
if
a
we
sign
just
saying don't worry about it.
access his special room and then no one will ever want to go in?
Speak for yourself.
Kind of like the basement at G's. Just don't ask.
Oh my god. Okay.
Is there anything you would like to see? We don't have a gym, but I assume that will be established fairly soon since we keep bringing in all these dragon bros.
On this buff man. Or this muscular jealousy that we have to eternally suffer. I'm sure we can work some sort of gym at home sort of thing.
Bench press each other. That, that'll be fun. That'll be entertaining. Set up some seats on the side of the room and we can watch.
I like the sound of that.
Actually, we probably do need some kind of sparring room in here.
Well, I mean,
Oh,
I've
yeah.
been working on getting all the furniture. We're not here very often, but I could probably make you specific stuff if you wanted a bench or whatever.
Wait, so but we have been to Terra's room before. That's correct. And from what I recall, you've got some projects going on in there. Maybe we can finish some of those chairs.
Oh, well, I mean, it's... I figured the communal areas were probably more important first, so... I imagine she has, like, a kind of a carpentry kind of bench, like, in, like, it's probably, like, just, like, in the main workshop area, like, it was a workshop, she's cleaned out stuff, and it's just, like, bits of old things or whatever to repurpose it there. But, the empty rooms are pretty much all the same, so... Hopefully they're not too dusty. I've tried to... Well, I tried to clean up a lot of it when we got here, but it's a big tower, so, if you have any preference for... I think there might be a couple of spare rooms on a higher floor. Honestly, it's been a bit of a day, so, it'll take me a minute to get reacquainted with everything again, I think. Maybe I'm just tired.
You do know that there are enough rooms, conveniently enough, to fill up the rest of you. To each have your own room, like, you're not requiring anyone to share or anything like that. They're all of decent size too. Like, you're looking at, like, enough space to comfortably fit. It's like the ideal bedroom, right? There's enough room in there for a bed to comfortably fit that you can go in both sides, but also enough room to you to set up like a study kind of deal. So it's good. It's a good time for everyone involved. But yeah, so each of you will have your own to do with as you please.
But yeah, I won't, like, up here, but yeah, like, Terra will suggest, like, desks, bookcases, like, basically anything if they want, like, specific things made or cobbled together from the old furniture, she's happy to do it, so... Or, I don't know, maybe... It just occurred to me, druids have lots of nature stuff, so they've probably just like... I've made a thing with magic, be gone, tools, but...
Oh, I mean, we can wild shape into animals, but we can't turn into IKEA, basically.
No.
You turn into a bed. In somebody else's room.
Why?
No, I feel like, druidcraft or whatever, like, I don't know if you
Yeah,
can just, like, make yourself
yeah.
a leaf chair, but, anyway.
We
I did
could
think there was something
decorate
like
a
that.
chair, but not form it fully,
Yeah, it's not carpentry.
unfortunately.
Maybe that's something we can work on.
Yeah. So this is just to catch me, Pastel, up. So it's still really early in the morning, right? So I know Temi wouldn't want to be annoying everyone late at night, because even though she's all good to be up late at night, I don't think she wants to do anything that's going to impede on other people's sleep. But the only thing she's thinking about is going to the library.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's worth going now when it's hard to read everything because it's dark.
No, like
Or-
you kind of like find as you move into rooms, like they're kind of like sensor lights,
Yeah.
lanterns. I don't know, but they magically light whenever you enter a room. There's not that issue so much, and also it's very far away from any of the bedrooms. You don't feel like you're going to be like getting in anyone's way by going there or anything like that.
Okay.
And yeah, as you enter on in, there's plenty of room in there to set yourself up. There's like multiple different chairs, tables, desks, the whole deal. It's a huge room. It's well allocated for study and otherwise.
If we're hanging out there, Temi would be looking for anything that might be about the Leslithi, if there's any actual written work about them.
It is a fairly rare subject, but roll me an investigation check. Just know that it would be kind of hard to find, but not impossible.
Should I roll with disadvantage?
Nah, it's not that hard. Like, because you know how to move through a library,
Yeah.
you know, that kind of thing. Like, you don't really have anything along those lines.
Yeah.
It's just a higher DC, that's all.
She got a 14.
14. 14 enough is enough to kind of get some kind of general information about the realms before it was settled. And a lot of that information kind of opens up questions about the Leslithi ruins that existed in the space before settlement. So there's a lot of the marble ruins and things that remained when people came into the realms past the storm breaking and past Brildle's fall. You hear people talk of how I'm struggling to think of words right now, but how technologically advanced they were, essentially. But that basically they left without a shred of trace behind, and they aren't quite sure why and whatnot. And you get to kind of read a lot more of that during your time. And a lot of it kind of raises the same kind of questions. It would be like reading peer-reviewed journals on something that people don't really know anything about. So it's not quite the information that you're looking for, but it definitely does raise a lot of questions. Because you've seen them. You've seen them encased in stone. You know they exist. It's just that people don't currently have the information written down in books in this library currently. My throat is being a pest. But yeah, you definitely can spend some time reading.
Cool.
What about the rest of you?
What is the time?
You're probably still looking at around about that. If you took you out and walk up here, and with the like stuff at the inn, you're probably looking at like 4:30, 5 o'clock, something around there.
I think there's a really loud plane. Attenborough and Shadow will be going into the kitchen.
Mhm.
And prepping for breakfast, I guess, for everybody.
Yeah, for sure. You managed to make your way through the kitchen fairly easily. It's fairly intuitive, not much to work out, whatnot. You kind of look through a few of the cupboards. You went in here when you came to look for tea, so you kind of like semi-familiar with what's going on in here. You're able to find everything that you need in order to make nice food. And yeah, just spices and things, utensils, the whole deal. The whole deal in here.
Continental breakfast, everybody.
For sure. Anyone else?
Yeah, Eludere would probably, at the mention when we went on the tour, the elevator going just down to the base of the tower, go outside, she'd probably just go down and train for a couple of hours before the sun's up.
Sure. you kind of the snow and such that's covering the ground as you head outside. It's probably only up to your ankle, roughly. But you can find a post that's fairly close. That's like malleable enough that it's like not, it's not going to fall over from a punch or whatever. But it's also not going to splinter your hands. So you're able to kind of find something to kind of train off of as you head out there. And as you're out there as well, you kind of see in the horizon, the sun slowly lifting and the sky changing color and bringing on the new day as you spend your time out there. What about G? What would she be doing?
I don't know. I personally am currently distracted thinking about interior design choices.
Fair.
Maybe that's just what she's doing. She's like, oh yeah, we have new people, which means it's like time to get some stuff in, and she's kind of planning what she wants. She'll probably get a sketchbook out, draw some shit. It's probably stuff that she definitely cannot get transported to a very secret tower, but she's making plans.
Of course.
And she'll probably go down at some point in time and steal breakfast, but she's not going to help make it because she can't even make tea.
Yeah, fair.
I think if she tried, Attenborough would just be like, maybe you could sit in the corner.
Of course.
It's okay, my dear. I've got it all covered.
It's under control. You're just in the way. Just go sit down and relax. Here,
Play with
take
shadow or
this.
something. Here, take this, a cat. There you go.
All right. Terra, what about you?
Oh, heck, it's me. I think, to start with, I think she'll go and, put her armor, and her sword and everything and her shield away. Probably has like a little spot, like a rack, I don't know, like a place where they sit. And then it's just like a couch. She said, chuck it there, it'll be fine. And then I think probably for a little while G is sketching, I think she'll go and sit with her and start like not like fully distracting her, but just like braiding her hair in like an elven style, because she used to have long hair, doesn't have it anymore, and it's like still trying to get used to the idea of like it's okay for me to be affectionate, it's okay, we're not in danger, it's cool. And then probably like just give her a little kiss on her noggin and let her work. And then I think she'd probably be kind of looking, not like, probably not just like going and opening all the doors, like, has someone claimed this room? Is there a person asleep in here? As subtle as a bull in a china shop, but probably making a note of like where she could like fix up some of the furniture and put like sort of more communal areas or like benches or things, or like kind of going, okay, since we were last here, what can I fix, what needs doing, what needs tidying up. We've got guests, we have to tidy up. But yeah, just probably trying to tidy up, or maybe like start doing a few little repairs here and there. But yeah,
makes sense, just keeping yourselves busy. Oh, love trying to speak. Anyway.
Oh.
Yes?
Sorry, I have one more thing, because I keep meaning to say it and I keep forgetting. So, we have to say the things in our heads for people to know them. Who would have thought? I think, I don't know if, I haven't, like, I wouldn't have explicitly said it for second edition, but every day when Terra wakes up and before she goes to sleep, she does prayers to Helm. So probably when the sun comes up, she does that. And just kind of, like closes her eyes and like tries to, might even like go up on the roof where it's like freezing cold, but and yeah, she sort of says prayers for everybody, says prayers for everybody at the tower, says prayers for new friends, says prayers for Otteran and Nani and Ashka, and oh gosh, I'm trying to think, there are probably other people like significant, and probably Desmond. Hope he's doing okay. Carter, like, just, yeah, like, go to the Grankus, like, yeah, all the people that they've met. She sort of, like, keeps a little list and just thinks about them and sends good vibes. Anyway.
Of course. Completely understand. But yeah, you definitely do that. And especially as the sun is rising and coming up on the horizon, everyone kind of gets a brief moment to reflect, think, do what they need. Now, I'm pressing on my keyboard. That was not what I was meant to do. As we kind of, like, as that morning kind of rises and you feel everyone kind of moving around in the tower, you can hear, like, people's footsteps and such, and you're looking at more of the, like, appropriate morning hour, like, you know, like your 7s and your 8s, not your 5s. You slowly, kind of one by one, see the people in the tower making their way down. Axis not with them, you assume probably actually, like, just setting things up for Ralafia, but the first people that do come down are Ludan, Book, and Ilyuana. So, just to give you a brief refresher, Ludan is a taller elf, dark hair. He walks down with, like, a nice tailored black cloak and shirt. Nice tailored pants with small little spider webs that are, like, laced through his collar and through his wrists as well. Oh god, my throat! Stop it! Why is it every time when I speak? And secondly, you see Book. He is currently in his humanoid form. You see short, well, like, I say short, but, like, shoulder length, silver hair, very silver white eyes, in, like, kind of very reminiscent of, like, historian robes is the way that I like to look at it. And moving very gracefully through, and kind of as a mirror in a way, is the golden dragon Ilyuana in her humanoid form, with long blonde hair, green gold eyes, and just in, like, a very elegant kind of morning robe as well. They're just the epitome of just fashion and niceness that I cannot relate to at this time in the morning. But yeah, they move down, they greet you. Obviously, like, consciously making a bit of a check to see who is actually here. And kind of checking to see for any injuries, not finding any. And Book, or actually probably Ilyuana first, will just move to you all and just... I trust the journey was safe. I received Friend's message sometime during my rest. I assume that everything is fine. Our new friend is settling.
Yep. Lovely.
Everything went entirely according to plan.
It's not
Well,
very
we
often
may
that
have-
happens.
We may have made enemies of the Hellfires. We may have to avoid them.
I'm sure you all knew that that was going to be the case anyway.
Yes, something that we did discover though was Narbeth, who was the leader of the group that was there, was not humanoid, some kind of lizard-like creature.
It's very curious indeed. I mean, it would make sense that they're not all humanoid. They're very efficient at what they do. Run-of-the-mill people. Yes, Terra?
I didn't divine sense. I literally just thought of it. I could have divine sense, and I didn't. Anyway, sorry. Carry on. Fine.
We're busy trying to save people.
Hey,
Yeah.
look, I will give you a pass because you did mention that Brain is not on, and I completely relate. Again, second vaccination, my friends, go get it. Would you
Get
like to
them back.
retroactively divine sense?
If I'm allowed.
Sure, we're in episode 6. You're allowed to make mistakes right now. Past 10 though, none. You will get no benefits from me.
Episode 60. Please, Burrows, you had mercy from me. Anyway, is she celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet, not behind total cover?
Fiend.
Ooh, love it for her.
Spicy.
Not for me, but I, having already told everyone else that I did this, they all know, so I will relay that to Liana as well.
Ileana will look concerned, mostly. And will look to you and just... Fiend, you say? Very curious.
And I'm sure, like, between us, we'll go into, like, detail on the appearance.
Of course.
What we saw.
Not a kobold.
Not a kobold. That's definitely very curious. Perhaps maybe some books here may be of more service. It's not something that I've heard of before. Or at least... I've had plenty to do with lizard-like people, and... I'm not too sure of anything on them myself.
Why would one be in the Hellfires?
Maybe it wants to kill dragons. Seems it was eager and waiting for Ralafir. Somehow premeditated attack, knowing that a move would be made by someone. Maybe they didn't know that he was a dragon, but everyone else was asleep and she was ready and waiting. To an extent.
I'm gonna look at Ralafir, because he told us kind of his plans. Which is to get out of town. Didn't tell anybody else. Why was she awake?
So we'll assume at this point that Ralafir's entered in. He's like kind of on the other side, like near the stairs at this point, just kind of like ambling.
I
through.
assumed he was because you said people were settling in, so I assumed they had come down.
It's more like, you know, everyone's slowly coming down, but we'll assume
Yeah.
at this point that he's down there. So what specifically you're asking him?
Told us your plans within like 30 seconds of Terra being like, hey, what up? We're at a river. Didn't tell anybody else to get out of town? Do you have any reason why she was still awake? Can you think of? Anybody else that knew might be happening?
Didn't tell anyone else. I was like, I told you to be nice.
I'm
don't just run
checking
around
to see if
telling
you were
people my
nice to anybody
plans.
else.
I was not nice to anyone else. In that way.
What ways were you nice to other people?
Yeah.
Might not be polite to ask that, G.
I told you because I was looking to join the book club, possibly have you help. You didn't want me involved, so I told you as a courtesy to get out. You're the only group that I tried to join.
Thanks. I think we're the only ones advertising. I'm not actually certain how flattered I am.
Fair. But yeah, I don't know why she was up. I didn't make a sound. At least not as far as I'm aware, anyway.
If you don't mind us asking, I mean, yes, you probably would want to kill them. dragon hunters, but was there any specific reason why those hellfires in particular? Anything beyond their hellfires they need to die?
No, I didn't recognize any of them. Saw they were and decided that they needed to go.
Have you
Didn't have
killed
any
others
connection.
before?
Sure. One or two, not like a group or anything, but a few.
Oh, what are you planning to do now then?
Well, didn't really think much past it. Just wanted them gone and hoped I'd be alive at the end of it. So, guess I gotta make a
It's
plan
relatable.
now.
Hmm.
The future me's problem. So I guess now it's present me.
I suppose so.
Ugh. I mean, I'd like to finish them off. Don't particularly like being stabbed in the shoulder, but I have no interest in walking into my death either. They were clearly a bit more than I was capable of.
We can plan and deal with it later.
Could be a
Surely,
good plan.
they are dragon hunters. They've got everything just for you.
Starting to think that.
Hmm.
I assume these ones were out of the game, though. I hadn't really seen anyone overly capable.
But no, there aren't supposed to be any dragons here.
I don't know why
So
people
we-
keep saying that. It's just that there were no dragons before the whole storm thing, apparently.
Well, the way the story goes around here is all the dragons went away at that point in time. And nobody's seen any since. So growing up here, I just assumed there weren't any dragons because everybody's talking about how there aren't any dragons.
Ah, see, that's your problem right
Turns
there.
out there's
You
like at least
assumed.
one in every city.
You know what they say about assuming things, right?
Don't.
You can leave my tower if you would like.
I mean, it was an attempt at a joke, but sure, it's fine.
Don't be rude.
I'm not being rude. Just calling you an ass, that's all.
That's rude!
To be fair, he was also calling himself one.
Not feeling better about that.
If G will remember this.
Where do you live normally, Ralphia? Is this your entire life? You go from place to place hunting hellfires, hoping you make it out alive, and that's it?
I don't have a home. Hadn't really found one yet. It's been my life for as long as I can remember. But no. Don't need a home. Just need me.
I know it's not the same thing as having the full space that obviously a dragon requires to yourself, but she'll gesture to the tower like it's a start. You are welcome to stay here indefinitely if you desire.
I appreciate that. In return, I promise not to call you an ass again. Sorry about that.
Maybe strike other rude things off the list too.
Do you have a list for me to strike?
Yeah, just in general, don't be insulting.
I don't know, you seem pretty... You know... I don't want to say it because then you'll say that I'm being mean.
And maybe a little on edge because you've been a little ungrateful and rude since we saved your life. But maybe after breakfast and some getting to know you time, you can have a little bit of leeway, but you still can't call me an ass.
I won't call you an ass.
Good.
Mm.
She's gonna go get breakfast. She's just this conversation is over, and
What's
it is
everyone's- what's
pointedly
everyone-
over.
Passive
She's gonna leave
insight.
like away.
There.
G has left the conversation.
As G walks away, what's everyone got for a passive perception? Should throw those numbers at me.
Wait, passive insight or perception?
Passive insight, sorry, not passive perception.
10.
15, alright.
14?
17.
17, 15, 14, and love that. Anyone who's over 15, so Temi and Eludere, you notice that he was going to add a to your face to there, but decided against it. You see some character development. You feel that he is beginning to learn how to hold his tongue.
I love that for him.
Was I supposed
What an arc.
because I would be throwing a bread roll at him because my passive is 20.
Well, it's more because you walked and moved away, so...
Okay. I'm going to be keeping bread rolls in my pockets at all times to yeet at rude dragons.
Did you say your passive insight is 20?
Mhm.
There we are.
Fuck.
Yeah. G is a
Amazing.
stat machine, just don't get her to list something.
I am not drunk. I am, yeah.
But yeah, Ralphie will sit at the table, alongside a couple of others as well. Book and Ileana will make up another side of the table, kind of looking over their new friend, who seems to be getting along with the rest of you fairly well. But you get the feeling that they've already done their introductions. And yeah, everyone settles in. Ludan kind of sits, kind of like somewhere in the middle, roughly, just kind of observing everyone. Lots of NPCs in the room. Just kind of, yeah, getting ready. For whatever comes next.
Eludere will sit next to Ralphia and just ask, is your wound better on your shoulder?
Oh. Yeah, I mean, I haven't thought about that for a long time. I mean, I think so. And you see he, like, kind of pulls back his shirt, and you see this horrific, like, gash that's very clearly well healed at this point. That from the spot where the spear had struck. And, you know, like, just kind of with, like, the regenerative factors of dragons and all that kind of business, seems to be fairly well done. But it seems to be kind of overlaid with another wound that's there as well, that you get the feeling coincides with the one that appears in his full dragon form. And it kind of, like, moves all the way through to the back and kind of, like, quite a ways down the shoulder that disappears into shirt. That appears to be quite old there as well, like significant, like, scar tissue and such that hasn't kind of healed over. Yeah, barely feel it anymore.
Well, good to know that it was just the magical effect and nothing else that was on the sphere.
Yeah, well, poison would have been no good, so, you know.
Yes, same for me.
Good to know.
Always gonna keep that dispelled magic very handy all the time then.
Yeah, apparently. Didn't really
Oh.
expect that to happen.
Do you like your scars? Or
Huh?
are you not a fan?
No, I mean, they're okay. Scar tells a story, right? Just kind of motioning
Sure.
towards the scars that are on your face.
Oh, yeah. Those. I could try lessening it if you want.
I'm good. Don't get as much satisfaction when you go and meet someone and you go, look at what you did to me, and you rip away your shirt and there's like a big gash there. You can't really have that same impact if it's all just healed and nice.
Something you do often.
I'm one for the theatrics, I can't lie.
Oh my god, it's Yakuza! Oh my gosh.
Yes, I was thinking about that exactly.
All
Oh
we
my
need is the
God.
karaoke to begin at some point.
Yes.
That's it.
Oh my
Yes.
God. We meet again, Kirio.
But yeah, it's fine. Doesn't it? Just looks weird.
Wow.
I feel like everyone's looking real hard at my chest. How long till breakfast?
Oh, sorry.
Looking.
I was just staring into space. I was just thinking I only have a few little scars on my abdomen, and then you can't really rip off plate armor. Sorry, I wasn't.
Just get them on their face. Like the big one across the front there, that had to be pretty rough.
We just go around the circle and be like, look at all my scars.
Well, this one was an Oni.
Ooh.
And I mean, she's probably not wearing her armor. They're just in the house. You know, it's like wearing shoes inside. But we'll kind of hoist up her leg. One of her legs to roll up kind of her pants, and there's pretty significant kind of like teeth marks in one of her legs. This is from a T-Rex. This one was kind of my own fault though, so I put down that leg. Get the other leg. Roll
Wait,
up.
hang on. At that moment, let's just say that Attenborough just came back from the kitchen going, breakfast is round, okay. Breakfast is served, I guess. When Terra's got the leg up going like this.
Yeah, I got chewed on. Anyway, it's not a big deal. This one, the other leg has like kind of probably not like tooth marks, but there's very significant kind of like gashes, like where there was a false or dabatrus, I don't know, and it leg went through my. Anyway, we're about to eat. This is there's more, but breakfast.
Yes. Good old English style breakfast.
Of course. But yeah, it's fairly easy to have all of that set up on the table shortly after comparing scars. Ralphie seems very engaged with it, like he's very excited. Everyone else, like, you know, they're not the type to be squeamish, you know, we're all fantasy adventurers. It's not exactly like they haven't seen wounds of their own or anything like that. But Ralphie definitely seems like the most invested in this. Axis even a little bit as well, but kind of in like a passing kind of way. He immediately got distracted by food. But yeah, the breakfast is set up on the table and you all have a moment to sit and eat and just generally chat. Kinds of things.
After everybody spent a bit of time eating, G's gonna be like, so when I was getting to know Friend and Terra, we spent a night in a tavern, and we played a getting to know you game. Would anybody else like to play a getting to know you game?
I would love to.
I'm not telling you what it is until you say yes or no.
sips tea loudly.
I think at the mention of the game, Terra's probably like halfway through, like, I don't know, like a bit of toast, something. They just
Yeah, Temi's definitely interested after that.
Yeah, Eludere's like looking between G, just smiling sweetly, and Terra avoiding eye contact, choking on toast.
Yes. Oh dear.
Sure, that sounds interesting.
There are less people that could be traumatized here, unfortunately.
Mm.
Axis will kind of pipe up and just be like, "You mean us, or we have to leave or something?"
You can play.
I don't know. Do you want us to be involved here? I don't know.
Yes.
Hey, I love secrets, alright? I'm all down for it. But if this is a moment between all of you, just let us know.
You can stay.
Okay. Then I very much will.
I mean, look, it looks like someone might have to take Attenborough's place because he doesn't seem particularly keen, and she's just gonna look.
Looking.
Peer pressure. It'll be fun. It's like a team building exercise and getting to know you all at the same time. What's more bonding than knowing everybody's deepest, darkest secrets? Or daring someone to permanently scare the shit out of some random person that we'll never see again, because if we did, I am pretty sure they would die. Of fright.
Wait, what's the story there?
Oh, that's the story. I dared friend to scare someone and, really good at it.
Do you remember friend mentioning showing someone their true form? There's a farmer in Pryland who probably hasn't thought the same way about life since that game.
It was very
Ah.
funny. He'll be,
Yeah.
like, psychologically, he'll be fine as long as he never sees friend ever again.
It'll be fine. There are no...
Just say yes! And if you're unsure, we can roll persuasion versus whatever you want.
Also,
Oh,
yes,
yes.
Boris. Have all 7 NPCs in the room.
Yeah,
cry.
I'm just saying that that was me asking as an NPC, being like, "Do you want them involved?" I'm like, "Okay, they're involved. They're done."
Make it easier on you. You can pick like 2 favorites if you want.
Oh
You don't
wait,
have
hang
to
on,
do, like,
hang on.
all of them.
Baronaut will come down
Yeah.
and be involved as well. But like, okay, so the way that it will work, they will not have turns, but you can just ask them questions if you want. Like that's, they will be passive participants.
Okay.
Less enthusiastic than I'd hoped for, but excellent.
So what's the game then?
Truth or dare?
Oh fuck! All right, it's a bit early for this. And Axis
No,
will
it's
get up
not.
and like grab a bottle of whiskey and put it on the table.
You don't need that.
I do.
In which case, you can go first.
Oh god. So
Immediately during
it's
the
been a hot
timing.
minute. How did we want to do? So again, as you all will be the ones who have turns. I won't really participate unless you ask me questions, or apparently make me have a turn.
Oh no, I was
But-
just gonna ask him a question first.
Oh,
I
that
figure
works.
what we'll do if they're being passive is have us as players go round in a circle. I'm gonna go say probably Discord circle order, and ask whoever we want a question. If you can't decide, just roll a dice and pick a number, I suppose. Although we'll have to make a chart for that. I think that's what we did last time.
Yeah, that seems about right. So yeah, I guess if you can choose, pick someone. If they can't, then yeah, and
Yeah.
they decide what they want to do, like what
Mhm.
truth or dare, essentially. So yeah, get ready for Truth or Dare, PC and PC edition. So G, you begin.
The first question is for Axis, and it's, what exactly is making you need to drink? Instead
Do I
of
even get an option
telling
of
us
Truth
this.
or Dare?
No, not this time. Not this time. Not right now. I need to know this.
Look, it was a rough night, I feel, and I just feel like this brings out the energy
A rough
of the room.
15 minutes.
Hey, you still had to think about it for a while. We camped out in that forest together. I'm just trying to do something nice for you all. Gee, with your passive fucking insight of 20, you get the feeling that he's telling the truth. He's trying to do something to kind of like... He makes it seem like it's selfish, but he's really doing it for everyone's benefit, kind of deal.
Now that question's over, technically the rules are you pick a person and they get to pick Truth or Dare. But I was very
Tell
keen
them
on knowing
now.
that. It's not my fault you don't know the rules. You're very old.
Not that old.
You're very old for a human person.
I think basically most people in this room are very old for a human person.
And you should all know the rules.
Fine. But for the purposes of the game, we will then jump, just to be really mean, go immediately. Or should we go by stream? We'll go by stream order. That might make more sense, hey? Which makes it Terra.
Why though? Oh god, I really thought you were about to say, we'll wrap the episode there, and I was gonna be like, Boris, please. Please don't do this to me. Don't do this to me.
I couldn't. We just started Truth or Dare. That's illegal.
Yes. Oh jeez.
Tricky.
I only have one idea, and she's probably gonna hate it, but oh well. G, Truth or Dare? Oh wait, is it I choose? Is it if it's my turn? Am I asking? I guess it makes more sense if I'm asking, choosing. Yep, sorry, Bren. Carry on.
I am supposed to choose, but you can choose for me.
Okay. She will take a shot of whiskey. Morning beverage.
Yep. No, we're all gonna leave this tower alcoholics.
It'll be fine.
He's almighty.
Truth. When did you first realize you liked me? It's casually just
Spicy already.
What a spicy question for a Truth or Dare.
Oh, I need more tea.
You don't have to say.
No, that's
Yes, she does.
the
Yes,
rules
she does.
say.
Yes, she does. She absolutely does.
Somewhere around the time where I realized I probably shouldn't be married anymore. Which isn't very specific, I know, but it was probably around the time of my party, which is really early, and that feels a little bit. But you were very pretty, and I was a little bit jealous seeing you talking to that other woman, and I didn't like that. And I figured I liked you a little bit more than I probably should. Why? When did you first decide that you liked me?
It's not her turn yet.
Shush!
Wait for your which comes
Yeah.
immediately after. But
Like Temi knows the rules.
She's like,
This is
rules
not how we.
don't apply. They didn't
We
apply
take-
15 seconds ago when I was doing the wrong thing. They don't apply now. Tell me.
Well, it's funny enough you say that because your turn is immediately after.
Wait, so G gets 2 turns essentially if we're
I
going
thought
in
we
the
were going
same
We're
order?
just going by
Clockwise.
order, so like then it ends up being G. It does seem like a very G thing to do to have 2 turns in very quick
Yeah,
succession.
that's true.
Okay, that works. When did you first realize that you liked me? This can be
No
my
truth or
turn.
dare,
This can
just
be my turn.
like, nah, let's ruin this.
Attenborough is confused, going like,
She just told us the rules, and she just...
"What?"
Well, Terra's face is like bright red, by the way. Well, you already know that, I thought you were the prettiest person I'd ever seen, when I saw you, so, but, your party.
That's good timing.
Cute.
I didn't want to seem over-invested.
Wow.
That's good. You never really want to be the one that went like, I liked you first. Do you? It's not usually how it works.
If
You
you
wanna seem
like someone, why
overeager?
would you pretend not to like them?
You're asking G that?
Yeah. I guess I am.
Because relationships aren't supposed to be something that's advantageous. Like,
Yeah, you get
not
a
really
buff
the
hot
kind of
girlfriend.
person that just decides that they like someone and like someone for no reason. Usually there's the whole, courtier flirting and tell me something about you, Gotta get something out of it.
Buff
Not supposed to
hot
just
girlfriend.
start falling for people.
Buff
I'm a spy.
girlfriend.
I didn't get any information out of this. I just got feelings.
Alright. Cute moment, lots of blushing, but we move on to Attenborough, who you have had the rules explained to. However, everyone else so far has broken them. But you're welcome to go as you please.
Let's see how Attenborough is right now. Do I pick a person now to ask question?
You pick someone, and then they choose whether they want a truth or a dare.
Okay.
Or I suppose you can just ask them a question if we're breaking the rules already.
Hmm. Well, I mean, this is a wonderful occasion to get to know each other. So tell me,
Yes.
when did you have the druidic connection? Oh, were you born with it?
I was
Maybe
born
she
with
was
it.
born with it.
Maybe it's a direct connection.
Maybe it's Maybelline. Hang on.
I was born with it, yes.
Yeah, born with it. Amazing.
Most of my family are similar.
Really? A lineage? God damn it.
I didn't know it was that uncommon. Maybe
Oh,
where I
no.
am, it's more common.
Well, I can tell you from a human point of view, is definitely not a common thing to have a connection with nature, because see, humans love to build stuff,
Mm.
And as they build more stuff, we tend to forget how we started. So, fascinating. Bond with it. God damn. Lucky, I say. And then, how do you play the game now, my dear fellow kids?
My youths.
My fellow youths.
So next up, we move through and we go to Temi.
Well, I want to dare, but I will let you decide, Attenborough. I really want you to say dare.
Okay, dare.
I want to race you to the top of the tower and back down in wild shape.
Oh.
You can pick whatever form.
Jesus. Okay, how are the towers levels connected by stairs or ramps? Makes a difference.
It does.
They're connected by
stairs,
stairs.
yes.
Stairs.
You could also use the outside of the tower.
Yeah.
Ooh, a form. Oi. Let's pick your favorite wolves.
Oh, are we going to do the same?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I've seen some wolves from the forest where I usually hang about.
Okay.
All right. So, in a typical like race kind of fashion, they kind of put like a imaginary line out, you know, like kind of like a baseline to start at, and you can 3, 2, 1 go. We'll do it as a series of athletics checks where
Hell yeah.
they're contested. The first to 3 will succeed to reaching the top. Seeing as you're the same speed, there's no like advantages or disadvantages. The first to 3 successes versus each other will win, which just means that you get a higher number than the other person. It doesn't even have to be by much. It could be a 2 and a 4, and you still win. But yeah. So,
which one am I rolling?
an athletics check. So we start with our first one. Roll a d20 and add your athletics modifier.
I got a natural 20.
Nice.
So 21.
Perfect. Athletics.
Is that your athletics modifier? That's not any higher than a +1?
I only have a +1.
Oh. How's that?
Yeah, so
Even as a wolf?
Oh, fuck. Oh,
Okay.
23.
Oh, nice.
Athletics is... Okay. Well, I mean, I got a 10.
10. Okay, so Temi goes ahead with 1 success, races up those stairs with a significant lead as Attenborough you struggle to keep behind. You manage to go up a few flights of stairs before eventually escaping to the upper platform where all the chambers are and kind of making your way through and heading up the second set of stairs. Let's roll again.
Attenborough will be yelling, "Charge my 10!"
Also, considering the fact that you both have the same modifier, I get the feeling we just need to know your base rolls. We don't need to know
Yeah,
your total.
that's true.
So...
I got a 3 then.
Oh.
Don't you worry, I got a nat 1.
No!
Everybody's having a time!
Oh, I suppose this is like Temi's chosen form. So.
Yeah.
Temi, you try to go up the stairs, but you're kind of doing that thing where like you're moving really fast, but you're just not going anywhere. You're kind of like slipping on the ground, like you've seen dogs like just trying to like get a grip on the ground to be able to race up. But you do eventually manage to get enough momentum to kind of pull yourself up the stairs. Just takes a little bit longer than what you thought. But Attenborough, you kind of like put one foot instead of the other and somehow manage to step on one of your front paws and you just kind of tumble forward and you just kind of like splayed across the floor before you quickly get back up to your feet in order to continue on with the race.
It's like a.
Yeah, it's a bit of an awkward time. But yeah, third check, please. That's 2 wins to Temi.
I got 19.
Oh, that's pretty good.
I had another net one.
Oh my god! Ban those dice!
Just as you regain your footing, it's been a couple of minutes of you managing to find your way upstairs, and then just Attenborough, you just like go in order to turn, and you do that thing where you like spin out as you're like turning around a corner, and you just whack yourself into a wall, and you're just like, I'm done. And Temi, as you just like fly up the rest of the stairs, you move up through the upper corridors. You see that you're going through stairs up the top, where there's like 2 closed rooms off to the left and the right, and then you emerge out the top into the storm, and you're just, yes, victorious! And you look back down the stairs, and you see Attenborough just lying there like, alright.
Attenborough would be like half standing, and then the tail would be like this.
Yeah.
Oh, Temi would like run back to Attenborough, like, are you okay? Like, you know how like dogs check up on each other, like nudging them.
Yep.
A little sniff. Attenborough going. Don't be like, you know, just standing and trying to one paw on the one paw on the arm, going like, oh no, oh no.
Very
what
cute,
have I
very
done?
cute. But yeah, Temi, you won. Nice stare. And as you enter back in, everyone's kind of like, their eyes were like out the top and whatever, and like a few of them had like risen up to trying to see who had emerged from the top first. But yeah, then we move on to Eludere. It is now your turn.
Gee, truth or dare?
Dare.
I dare you to do a standing backflip.
Okay. What kind of fucking roll is that?
It depends on the DM. Usually,
Acrobatics, probably.
I say acrobatics. Usually, it's supposed to be athletics, but I
not
know.
acrobatics.
I know. Anything to do with jump is supposed to be athletics, which is so dumb to me. But
Yeah, but it's like, it doesn't
But we
matter
have a
how
cool
athletic you
DM.
are. You can just like fucking like just jump. Stupid. Anyway, yes, acrobatics. I'm ruling that. G doesn't need a negative
Cool.
1 to athletics.
I don't have a negative 1. I have a +1.
It's strength 1.
I have jack of all trades from being a bard.
Oh.
I have no negative anythings unless it's a straight strength, and then I'm fucked. Am I allowed to use my boots to launch me off the ground and give myself a little bit of advantage?
You can have advantage, but I'll still make the DC 25.
That's literally impossible for me.
Fine, we'll go.
Damn. Wow. Wish I could help.
I think it. Look, honestly, I want to make it lower, but like, I feel like it'd be pretty difficult. I will, because it is just for fun, and we're not doing it in an actual combat situation. We'll make it 20 instead.
Yeah, I rolled a 4 and a 19. So 23.
You're very fucking lucky. Very lucky. Very lucky. Gee, the not usually incredibly dexy, but like, you know, like relatively dexy, but not like, you know, ridiculously so. Not to the degree that Eludere is for sure.
Stat.
More for the skills aspect of it. Manages to kind of like find her feet. You kind of get the feeling that she's a bit shaky, like hasn't really done this much herself, but does manage to make her way through a standing backflip. You get the feeling that it probably should have been a bit harder for her, but for some reason she's just naturally talented like that. And she does manage to do it. It would not be performance. How is charisma going to assist you with doing a backflip?
It's a performance!
Yeah,
That's why I put it in chat
how
so that we weren't going to argue about this.
Your charisma skill to do a backflip. This is based on your physical performance, not on a how well are you distracting the crowd moment.
Well, that's why I was using my boots to cheat.
I was going to say charisma did help because the DM allowed her to use the boots to cheat.
Yeah.
It's not technically cheating either because the rules weren't that strictly established. I did do it.
Oh yeah, alright. Next time I'm making it 25. Just to piss you off. I didn't realise that you only had +4 though, that's a bit awkward. Good to know for future reference. But yes, does manage to. Also, I say this entirely with love. It is only because we're friends that we talk to each other like this. We don't normally talk to other people like this.
Yeah.
No.
Well, sometimes.
No,
Oh my god.
No. You have
For
to
me,
be
sometimes. You're very nice.
Wow. You have to be a special kind of friend for me to be mean to you. Joking, of course. Anyway, yes. That does happen. And it's pretty convincing. For the hell of it, it's a great performance. But yeah, then we move on back to the top. Terra.
Do you want to, just before we move back into players, do you have anything that your NPCs would like to say? Because we don't have to skip them if you have a thought.
No, not really. I mean, like, this isn't about them. Unless you want there to be something about them. Like, it's nothing.
I just don't want to leave you out.
It's fine. I'm good.
If you have a thought, interject.
I want more PC moments. That's what I'm demanding.
RP!
So it's Terra's turn again?
Yeah, sure is.
Okay, I'm just. Oh, you have to be a special kind of friend for me to be mean to you, Seamus. Every day. Anyway. Seamus. Anyway.
Seamus Warehouse.
Eludere, truth or dare?
Truth.
What is something that you've always wanted to do but have never done?
Depends on how dark you want to go, I guess. Because the most honesty that I have is bring back the dead.
Mood.
Mood.
Axis will push the bottle of whiskey and the shot glass towards you.
Cheers. Like, wink at him and pour a shot.
Yeah. Anyway.
Sorry to be about the mood, but you said it's truth, so...
No, that's fair. Probably Terra will just like, depending on where they're sitting, like give her like a hand on the shoulder or like, just give her hand a little squeeze. Like
Solid.
yeah, that's rough, buddy. We've all been there. Like
Sure all wish we were necromancers. Next up is G.
I am going to roll the dice for this one because I can't think of any more questions. That's G's number.
Rolling a dice is going to make it worse for the
She's
question
asking
part,
G
but-
question.
Yeah, G is going to ask G a question. Let's try that again. Number 3.
Aim.
I've just rolled my own number twice in a row. Okay, that's a 10. Arnold. Had you really never left? Oh wait, truth or dare, I suppose.
I think you want to ask me truth, so I'll go with truth.
Yes.
Okay.
Had you really never left hell until we brought you out?
No, I didn't really have a need to go anywhere.
You never wanted to? Needing something and wanting something are completely different.
No, I didn't know how to get there. Not really. And Oleska showed me what I could do there. And I didn't want to... Hey, she needed me. I want to leave.
I know I'm not supposed to ask more than one question, but have you seen her recently? Because I haven't.
I think she left sometime after we left the big city.
Cool.
Off doing her shady shadow stuff and just stepped out. Sure where she
Yeah,
went.
I was a little concerned about that actually, because I think the last time I saw her, maybe the last time I saw her, she was eating some of my dead relatives.
Oh, well, I do believe that she said that she wouldn't eat anyone that was related to.
And
there
then she
must have
did.
been other people.
Uh,
At least not
Right.
in your house.
At least
they're
not
the
in my house.
graveyard.
Oh. Temi very confused right now because she doesn't know this story.
No, Attenborough is also confusion.
yeah. She perceives this confusion and leaves it alone.
She's very lovely, though. I think even if she did make a mistake, I'd give her the benefit of the doubt.
She did take some unpleasant memories from me. So.
Very good at that.
I just really hope that there are still ghosts in the city when we get back.
I'm sure they will.
I quite like the ghosts.
People die every day.
Not everybody that dies is a ghost. There
Not
are,
everyone
like,
who dies is a ghost?
special circumstances in becoming a ghost, as far as I know.
Oh. I always wanted to be a ghost when I died.
Well, I'm sure we can do some research and ensure that for you. Prefer if you didn't die anytime soon, though.
I would prefer that also.
And if you don't want Alishiera to eat you, you can go live in my house.
I do like that. Though I don't think you'd fit a dragon ghost in... Maybe in your backyard.
You're not, like, bound by walls. You live in, like, all of the rooms.
But then there's a weird clipping in. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know either. I've never been a ghost.
I'll have to see how that goes. I'm sure I'd be free to go wherever I wanted, though. I'll just choose to go to your house.
That would be lovely. I plan on also haunting there.
Good.
I feel like you'll outlive me. Given that you're a dragon.
Well, then I'll always know where to find you.
Next!
Attenborough, it's now your turn. What would you like to do?
I would like to ask a question to Access.
Okay, sure.
Is that like taking out like a pen and paper? So what is your workout routine? Do tell me. How do you build that show?
I don't get the truth or dare. What's with this game? I guess I'll say truth, though. Suppose. Someone's in need of help and all that. I don't know. Eat lots, and I walk around, lift stuff. Wading through a swamp for years will certainly help, if that's something you're into.
Waiting in a swamp for years. Okay.
Well, yeah, you know, like there's a lot of resistance there. Well, you're trudging and you're moving your arms and things, constantly running into stuff. Have to build up your strength or you'll just sink, I guess.
Interesting. I was thinking that you're gonna be staying still in the swamp, but not. You're essentially wiggling about.
Well, yeah, there's plenty of water and stuff. I'm also what I believe you'd call amphibious. So water's no issue to me. Mud either,
Frog.
but no, it's not as fun. I'm not a frog.
Frog.
I'm not a frog.
She's gonna let go. Make a frog face.
He will spit the tiniest little bit of acid onto the table in front of you. Not a frog.
She is going to say frog again, but with vicious mockery inside it.
He didn't hit you. Yeah, sure. Isn't it save?
level
What save
am I?
is it? I don't know. You're 11. I was gonna say I don't know. I do know what level you're.
It's wisdom saving throw.
That's a natural 3, so I don't even think anyone's wisdom could have saved us from that one.
Oh,
I mean, technically
rolled-
it gets a +4, so it's 7.
No, I don't think it'll get over G's DC even with
no.
everything.
He takes 5 psychic damage in the form of frog. And I like to imagine that in his head he just hears like croaking for a little bit.
Ow!
Frog.
Remind me again why I'm here. Anyway,
Because you
workout
like
routines. Swamps, do recommend them. I've heard some people say beaches, but I think swamps are better.
I see. Let me look it up. Okay, give me a second. It's been like really writing down like all the notes. It's like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
very good, very good resistance training, and beware of acidic frogs, probably. So stop.
Of course.
And then Attenborough will like push the whiskey back to where Axis is and like, yes, I believe that's your turn.
Yep, sure is. And yeah, he'll have a drink. Next up, Temi.
Truth or Dare book.
Oh, okay.
It's
Book's
who I rolled. I can't help it.
I suppose. And he's looking at your face, kind of like, is this the right one? Is that the one you.
Yes.
Okay, truth.
So, if you could choose to have a meal with anyone, dead or alive, who would it be? And why?
Oh, that's an excellent question. I feel like the obvious answer is there. And I don't feel as awkward saying it, as I know that you've shared personal things. But it would have to be my father. I'm sorry, it's not a much lighter one than that, but definitely.
I understand.
Ideally. Anyway, Eludere. Next up.
Temi, truth or
Oh.
dare?
Oh. Truth.
You seem to have an affinity with the moon, and I was wondering if there was a particular god that you followed at all.
I don't know if this sounds odd, but not really. More just the moon in general. We value the moon very, very, very highly. It's kind of like a god in itself. But yeah. I
want to know about you too. I know that's not the rules. Gee, don't get mad at me.
You've got another round to do that. Next
I mean,
up.
G's not going to get mad. She's been asking plenty of questions she's not supposed to. So,
Follow-up
if you wanna
questions
ask,
all the
she's
time.
she's not enforcing any rules. She told them and has been consistently breaking them. Like, go for your life.
Next up will be Terra.
Shit.
Take a break from your note taking about all of the juicy goss for everyone.
Well, I was writing "fuck the Hellfires" in big scribbled letters because they killed CatRoulette. They're on my shit list even more now. Anyway, I know that he's not like our dad, but like we said dad so much about him last week, so I'm like, my dad's dad. Anyway,
He's yeah, not gonna go into that. Yep.
but it's fine. Attenborough. Truth or dare?
True.
What made you want to become a druid? Or was it something you grew up with? Or if not, from the sounds of it, how did you...
Follow-up question, I see. Very good. Very good indeed. Well, I'll tell you a little bit about how I got, quote-unquote, the blessing, I guess, of the Eludere tribe. I was born into a merchant family, and to this day I still write letters to my mother and father dearest. And with the I guess you can say there are a little odd obsession with the trees that came before I joined the tribe, and it was also because I was interested in conserving the trees around my city. I stumbled upon one of the tribe members, and after maybe about a week or two of camping outside the essential entrance, they finally let me in. And yeah, they taught me about how to connect even more with the nature. And yeah, I think if the choice were given to me again, I would choose the same.
That's lovely. Thank you for sharing that.
You're most welcome.
Next up is G.
I am going to roll again. Yeah, I have to look at my list. We've asked to access so many questions.
Ask again.
Truth or dare?
Dare. I feel like there's a dare in your face.
I have no thoughts in my face.
No thoughts, only dare.
Not really a dare, but I'm a little bit jealous that Friend and Terra and oh god, my brain's melted. Eludere got to go on like a zoomy ride earlier. So
You literally
Uh,
mentioned
if-
everyone who didn't go on the Zoomy ride. Oh,
No.
the Dragon Zoomy ride. I thought you meant the Tower Zoomy ride. So then it literally is just you.
No,
who
I know.
didn't.
Yeah, the dragon zoomy ride. If there's somebody that will potentially catch me, because I am not a monk and I don't have slipfall, I would like to see if you can like knock me off. I would like to go for a ride.
It's fine with me.
Do I have anything that can save me from that?
Book
I'm gonna
will
die.
look to you
Temi,
and
get the
just.
good berries ready.
You will be safe as long as you fall within the tower's range. And just glares back to Axis.
Please don't drop me on some random village.
Yeah, I can do that.
Oh dear.
Yeah, no, I don't have anything that will save me on that, I don't think. Oh dear.
Definitely
but
thought it'd be a much more interesting thing than that, but I can do that for sure. Could have just asked me nicely. Didn't need a game to convince me to do that.
I'll keep that in mind.
Good. Let's go.
I suppose we climb to the top of the tower then.
All right, that you do. Axis will transform into his black dragon shape. And he will lower his head in order for you to be able to climb on top.
I have to climb his face?
Like his neck. He has a long neck.
I assumed that this entire time we've been like climbing up their wings or something.
Why would you climb on their wings? Their wings are very sensitive.
While you're at it, step on me, Ubo.
Less.
If you were going onto a giant bird, would you step on its legs? On its wings? No!
I always imagine with like giant eagles and stuff, like, yeah, actually.
No, you would lower their heads and then you would climb on their necks.
I don't know. I've only had very small birds in my life.
Their
I
wings
can't,
are
like,
very
they're just
fragile.
Really little, like, little, tiny little scrunchy necks. Okay. Still.
Regardless, you do manage to make your way onto Axis's neck, and he lifts faster than what you're expecting into the sky. Now, he is purposefully going into the storm directly. He is not holding back because you have asked for
That is
him
what I
to throw
told
you
him to
off.
do.
So essentially we're going to do it very similar to what Temi and fucking Attenborough. Yeah, I was like, why is my brain not in my brain? I was saying Atera. I'm like, where the fuck did that name come from? But
New
yeah.
NPC, Ubo.
We'll do 3 successes, so we'll roll off against each other. The difference is though that you would be doing, or you would be able to do a, what do you call it? So
No
I'm gonna
idea.
be doing a strength check. You'll be doing a whatever you feel in return, or whatever you think is appropriate. It cannot be charisma based. This is a purely mechanical thing that serves no purpose outside of being.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Do I just
So-
do like a dex save, or do you
So
want me to pick a skill?
it would be a skill roll off.
I almost feel like it should be survival, but I'm going to pick acrobatics because it's better.
That's fair. This is only 16, so
Mine is also a 16. I got a 12 plus 4.
I will say that it rules in your favor because it always rules in PC's favor.
Oh,
Next one.
22.
Yeah, that was a solid 9. So,
Hey.
so 2.
God, I want to win
successes
this
for
so
you.
badly. I was very expecting to fall.
Okay,
14.
much better. That's a 21.
Oh, fuck.
1 success for him. So 1 to Axis, 2 to you.
What is this best of? I thought it was best of 3.
No, yeah. So first 3.
Oh, first 2, 3. Okay. 13 plus 4 is 17.
Yeah, 21. So
Ooh.
two
Okay,
to
okay,
two.
okay, okay. I don't know if I want to use this dice or use another one. And
Say it.
19 plus 4?
Oh,
With that
that's
look
so
on your face, I
fucking
think
close.
I'm gonna die.
Wait, I think
23.
I beat you by 1. I got
Ah!
an 18 plus 6. 24.
Yeah, that's a 24.
Oh.
Ooh. Oh.
That's so close!
That's so close.
Damn.
Almost to the point that, like, so despite the fact that he very barely won, you fall very gracefully from his back still. And you kind of realize, oh shit, I am actually free falling. You see the ground kind of coming up beneath you much faster than what you were expecting. You feel the wind lashing out at you and moving you around. And as you're kind of plummeting towards the earth, you feel the ground beneath you begins to come up slower and slower as you feel yourself coming into that range of the spell that allows you to be able to control your movement. And as you're kind of getting closer and closer to the ground, kind of resigning yourself to the fact that you lost, Axis will come back down and kind of pluck you out of the air, positioning you on his back and returning you back to the top of the tower with a very fucking shit-eating grin on his dragon face. But he'll return to his humanoid form. And you'll head back down to the dining room.
I almost won.
It was very close, I'll give you that.
Mhm.
It's almost like an example of how badly death saves can go sometimes. Because I've had that happen before, so... yeah, awkward. Anyway, that is your turn. I disclosed the tab that I needed. Next up we have Attenborough.
Hang on.
Ah, hiccups. Ah.
I'm going back to look at the.
That's
Oh
the
my
oddest
God.
sneeze. It like jumped back into my
Insane.
brain.
Oh
I
my
also didn't
God.
mute that in time for stream, so sorry. Anyway.
Seriously, I rolled 12 twice.
Oh
I
no!
rolled 3 twice! It's cursed. This is a bad list.
I rolled Terra. So, Terra, truth or dare?
You can pick. I don't mind either way.
No, don't change the game again. You gotta get me confused. Please choose.
Well, if you have a dare in mind, then dare. If you have a question in mind, whatever's in your head.
Oh dear. Okay. Dare?
Alright.
Arm wrestle.
Alright.
Okay.
Da-da-da.
Similar setup for our truth or dares, 3 successes, but this time it's purely based on strength.
Perfect.
It's not athletics.
Not so much for this one, unfortunately,
it's
because it's not like a
fine.
moving thing.
Yeah. Look, I gotta try every time, you know? I gotta advocate for myself.
That's fair, that's fair, that's fair. I appreciate it all the same.
Okay.
But yeah, so first roll, feel free. You guys set yourself up on the table with your arms out, ready to...
Alright. Oh, you bitch. That's fine.
I got a 16.
I got a 7. Another
Oh.
D20 roll 4. What is it with me and 4s? Get out.
So
Get out.
Attenborough, 1 to you. Roll again.
Okay. I'm gonna go through all my d20s at this rate.
I got a natural 20.
No! I got a... Oh, well, I mean, that 20 probably beats me, but, I got a 21.
I have a 21 as well.
Oh, no!
Yeah, then it'll be a tie, because in this one, there's no NPC to kind of go against. But, yeah, feel free to roll again.
Okay. Oh, boy.
Oh my god.
11.
19.
Ooh,
Man.
2 to Attenborough, 1-0 to Terra.
Why do they all hate me? They give me glimmers of hope and then they take it away. Okay.
That's okay. I had a natural 1 twice, so it's okay.
Yeah.
True. I'm gonna use my sparkly blue GD20. Don't let me down.
Right.
Oh,
Oh, this is a bit better. 15.
20.
No!
So on that, Attenborough takes the absolute lead, just slamming down Terra's hand onto the table. It's gotta hurt a little bit there. But yeah, Attenborough, you win the arm wrestling contest.
Oh yeah. Oh yay. Oh yay.
Gives me motivation to work out, so
That's good, that works out for you.
well played.
Love to have a
Everybody wins.
workout buddy. So the invitation is out there.
All
Good
right.
chap.
Temi.
Eludere.
you got?
Truth or dare?
Truth.
I want to know everything. Specifically, obviously, about the moon to you.
Right. Well, I'm a follower of both Alishiera and Sehanin. My family, for generations, have led forces who operate mainly at night. And as did I before. I mean, we've mainly operated at night thus far, but I suspect it won't always be as such now that I'm traveling with companions. It's a fairly integral part of my cultural background, I suppose. Do you have any further questions regarding that?
I can ask you at another time.
Well, then, for your interest, and she'll flick back her cloak, and she's got a tattoo, like, stretching down her shoulder. And it's kind of almost like flame-like, but if you look closely, it's like wisps of hair that weave up into this kind of circular, shadowy pattern. This is in tribute to Alishiera, and also the reason I know how to play the flute. And the evasiveness is more in Sehanin's name.
I'm satisfied.
I'm satisfied with your answer. We move on. Eludere, it is now your turn.
She is going to pivot to Ralafir and say truth or dare.
Ah, shit. Truth?
How old are you?
Ugh. I signed myself up for that one, I think.
Yes, you kind of
I'm
walked into it.
100 and something, 103, 104. Somewhere along those lines. I don't know. My birthday's probably past at this point.
How do you forget how old you are?
It's
When
easier
you get
than
past
you
100,
think.
it's just
Yeah, no,
years.
it's actually relatively common in a lot of long-lived races.
Unrelatable content.
Do you not do parties? How do you not even remember what your birthday is?
Not that I don't remember, I just don't remember how many years.
It seemed like you didn't remember when you said, it's probably been my birthday.
As in, like, my 104th birthday. Might have accidentally counted 103 twice, who knows?
So you don't know the year you were born. Because it's pretty simple maths.
I guess, just didn't really care to know. Does it matter if I'm 103 or 104?
Yes, not. I'm gonna look at Axis and be like, technically it's my turn next. Does that make you a child?
Technically, it's not your turn, you're next.
No, isn't it?
No,
Oh,
it's
no.
Terra.
No, it's Terra's.
Oh,
I forgot because I started at the beginning and I took an extra turn. I'm taking an extra turn, apparently. He doesn't have to answer, though, I suppose.
He'll just kind of look at you and he's just like, it's young, but... They're like... 21. Human-wise.
So he's not older than 23.
I think in literal years, that does qualify him to be older than 23.
I feel a sense of vindication.
Eludere's going to at him finishing like answering and stuff. She's gonna like ruffle the top of Ralph's head. She's like, he's young even. Some non-dragons here.
He's just like grumping in the corner. And like, out of the long-lived races in this room, he is the youngest. Like, there's Ludan, there's Eludere, there's Book, there's Iluana, there is Axis. All of them are older than 300. Yes.
He will literally, if he starts like actually pouting.
I'm the youngest.
Yeah.
I didn't know if like long-lived.
They live to
technically-
500, 600.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
that's
still like a
long-lived.
longer live. And then
That's
technically
just
being
what
a
I
druid. Yeah, druid
because,
as
like-
well
Yeah.
can be
Yeah.
even longer. Being the druid. on
timeless
top.
body.
Mm.
Forget about time.
So yeah, technically Temi would be correct.
But she's gonna, if he like is like openly kind of like pouting at being teased,
I imagine
She's
he
just-
would be.
she's just gonna like pinch his cheeks and say, "It's only gonna make us want to tease you more."
Where's the bottle? Just looks for the whiskey on the table.
Are you old enough for that?
Fuck off. You're 20. In
Mm.
some countries, you wouldn't be old enough to drink.
Been drinking for significantly longer than I have been allowed to drink.
I'm just
Is this
having
not
a weird.
universal experience?
I'm just having a weird. Okay, for those of you who don't know, Mel often pays me out for the fact that I am younger than her. But this is a time in my life where I have a character that's older than her in game. So I really wanted to be like, you'll find out when you're older kind of bullshit. But I'm like, I'm just refraining as much as is humanly possible.
Oh my god.
You can have a drink too. I'm not gonna stop you. I don't care if it's illegal.
She's gonna take the bottle and be like, you can't stop me.
But yeah, is anyone... Basically, I feel like 3 rounds is a decent amount of time to do Truth or Dare. Is there anything anyone wants to do before we close out the session?
More breakfast drinks, but no.
Mimosas.
Whiskey for
Yeah.
breakfast.
Oh, sorry.
I have one more question for an NPC.
Sure.
And I feel like I was like, oh no, I need to ask it now, but I'm like, I'll forget. I would like to ask Ludan, and he will totally ask for truth, because you know that's the mind vibes I'm putting out.
Yeah.
Just wizard things.
Yeah.
Warlock things.
What was his favorite thing about Arane?
Certainly an excellent question. My favorite thing about Arane had to be the whole thing. It was interesting. It was vibrant. More green than I've ever seen in a place. A lot of creatures and people, all different and wonderful. Very easy to get along with. If I had to pick something I like the most, though, I would probably have to say the people. Ox was wonderful. An excellent leader. It's obviously unfortunate that they're in the situation that they're in, but there are plenty others there that were very capable and very wonderful to know, who all had wonderful stories. Were very brave. Especially those who stayed behind, and even more so the ones who went ahead. I hope that one day you will get to meet them. Get to know them the way that I did.
Me too. Thank you.
On that note, we will use that to end the session for today. Thank you for being here with us for the 6th episode of eBook Club. My headset is dying, which is really annoying because it makes a beep beep sound every fucking 5 minutes. It's really annoying. But yeah, anyway, I've been BurrowsRed. I'm the Dungeon Master for tonight. I am joined by some ever wonderful players and peeps. I do just want to say, for the wonderful CatRoulette, who is not here with us tonight, they're responsible for our overlays, also character art. Do highly recommend checking them out on Twitter. And I was just to see their art updates. My throat is just being like, which is just what happens to me every week, honestly. If you've been here before, it's no secret. But yes, Cat is wonderful. Do highly recommend checking them out. And they will be back next week as well for the ever wonderful Friend. If you haven't met Friend before, I do highly recommend it. They are very amusing. I think that they would have had a great time with tonight, but they'll have an even better time next week. But yeah, starting off with Terra, played by Friendoboi.
Oh, heck, hello. Hi, I am Terra, played by Friendoboi. Terra is a half-elf, paladin of vengeance, and... Nope, there wasn't another part of that sentence. I forget to mention at every intro, but, I'm a little bit behind with the episodes, but I put sort of as condensed as I can make them, like recaps of the episodes for second edition, and eventually there will be kind of arc recaps for all the previous stuff, so you can kind of the most important bits of everything that's the lore. I don't know why I did this.
The lore.
This. Thanks for hanging out. Yay, D&D. No thoughts left. Mel.
My brain unreasonably went the law as in like the police. But hi, I am Mel Lefson. I am a streamer and a cosplayer, and I am an emo kid. Which is why G is a bit of an emo kid. She's also a huge fucking brat, and now that we have more people to interact with that she can tease, that is coming out more and more. And I'm kind of sorry, but it's fun. I think that's all I have going on in my life right now.
But soon,
Oh, but soon I'll be doing shit again. I'm planning on doing a whole lot of Halloween stuff on TikTok, so Halloween cosplays, and I'm going to get back into streaming after a really long break because brains are awful. Also in October, doing spooky shit. As long as my brain will let me do spooky shit, and if I can't do spooky shit, I will do wholesome shit instead and be really disappointed. That's all. I'm gonna play spooky shit with Burrows. If we say this actually out loud in public, we have to do it.
We've been
planning
you into
it,
doing this with me.
Spooky shit.
You don't get a choice.
Spooky, scary skeletons. I bought a skeleton onesie specifically for it, so we really have to. Wait, I didn't tell you that yet. Surprise! I bought a skeleton onesie so we can play spooky games. That's all.
Wonderful. Well, speaking of spooky, hi, I'm CarubiChips and I play Attenborough, who is not spooky. But I have been playing a lot of. I actually got my friend deeply into Phasmophobia, and we're playing that as our spooky shit. And yeah, that has been fun. I made music, and I am currently trying to learn to play the House Moving Castle theme, and it is torture because reading music is just pure pain. And I'm also what was I gonna say? I'm designing some t-shirts. It's gonna be extremely dangerous bread design coming up on the t-shirt, so I will post that on Twitter. And yeah, that's it, and it goes to Temi.
Hi, it's me, PastelSparkles. And I had an incredible time tonight. Hope that you all enjoyed watching Temi still be only a wolf. I do the stream things, and actually, excitingly, next week, Burrows and I, man, Burrows is really getting around, are starting up our Stardew playthrough again for October, doing more Jojo Mart, because there's nothing more frightening than capitalism. But we're also doing fun things with Sea of Thieves next week, so please, that is to help promote a very exciting thing that I'm sure Burrows will talk about more. What? Oh yeah, this week.
Okay. Sorry. Oh
no. Yes, this Thursday, Burrows is playing Sea of Thieves to help promote the Kickstarter, which I'm sure she'll talk about when it's her turn. All right, I'm done now. Mwah.
And hello, goodbye. I'm Alishiera. I was playing Eludere, Drow Show's monk. I am a content creator. I had a little mini kind of break thing due to personal reasons over the last couple of weeks, but I am back doing things of very nondescript nature, but they're happening, and it's a pleasant time. And yeah, I'm Alishiera. At any socials that I use, I'm Alishiera.
Fuck yeah, you're the last one.
Yep.
I was just like, yeah. Anyway, that's me all the time. But yeah, and I'm BurrowsRed. I do lots of things on the internet. I am playing Sea of Thieves to celebrate my Kraken Potion Kickstarter, which is really cool. You should go check it out, and I demand that you back it because I really want to make the After Dark versions of the pins. It's a requirement. But yeah, we're playing Sea of Thieves to celebrate it. The funny part is, though, I'm terrified of the ocean, so mostly it's just going to be me screaming and occasionally playing instruments and just looking off into the sky because I can't look at the ocean. So yeah, that's what you're signing yourselves up for. But I do have some wonderful people joining me with that, which is Pastel, Alchemy, who used to play Odoron on this channel, many tears, and also Just Ellie will do as well. Wonderful peeps. Don't tell me that, Red. But yeah, that's Kickstarter. Kickstarter is mainly my life at the moment, but I do also have other things as well. I have new Patreon designs coming out start of October for a little funky ghost fighter. So do highly recommend checking that out too. I do lots of other things, but literally if we were to go through them all, we would never leave. So I'm not going to. But we are going to go say hello to someone who hasn't been on during this time slot before. But I have actually seen their content on YouTube, and I used to be a part of their Discord, or I am a part of their Discord as well. So it's really exciting to see someone new and exciting and someone that I actually know online currently. I'm gonna go see Great GM and go say, hey, if you have been with a raid with us before, don't forget to use your magical instruments. So either doots for us here, if you are subscribed to the channel. Otherwise, there are other doots available in various different emojis, like, I don't know, saxophones and stuff. I think. I don't know. I have the doot, so I don't need to worry about it. But maybe there is. I hope so. But let's make it really musical, really nice, really lovely, and just have a generally good time. But yeah, really appreciate you being here. We will be back next week for more of this with all of these wonderful people here as well. I think that's about all. Check out the Discord if you want to know more about us and the stuff that we do. We do lots of updates there. We also do Thursday D&D questions, which is really great. Mel runs them, and they're all really wonderful. If you want to do your star signs for your characters, that's up there now. But anyway, we'll see you all next Tuesday. Bye.